What do you do when you got 1,500 bucks cash and 4 days off of work?
Well, a lot of guys would go to Vegas and blow it on strippers. But what we're gonna do is take this dart, throw it at that map. Wherever we land, we're gonna buy a car, get all the way home for 1,500 bucks. Not only that, we're gonna put it on eBay the second that we buy the thing and try and get our money back before we even get home.
Please don't hit Mexico.
All right, on you. Blindfold.
Oh, I don't like where this is going. Oh, dude. Why's the hairy guy got to get blindfolded? Point me in the right direction.
No! Right on the Mexican border.
Not going to Mexico.
It's...
Suspense is killing me, dude. Where's
it's Mexico.
that?
No, but you can see El Paso from there. That's where MSD is. Todd's there. He'll help us out.
Put this back down and rip it off my face. Oh! Oh, is there fur on that? We're going to El Paso. Woohoo!
We're in El Paso, Texas, and that's Mexico over there. And this is my buddy Todd, who works at MSD in town, and you're gonna show us some junk, huh?
Yeah, we found some stuff. We're gonna go check it out and get you a car so you can drive home.
We hope.
We hope.
Let's go.
We'll make it. It'll be fine.
I think your wagon's gonna make negotiating kind of difficult.
We should leave it around the corner.
Yeah. You've sent me links to this guy's stuff forever. I'm kind of excited to actually see it. You didn't tell us about the hearse.
Ah, dead people.
Dead. I want to know why they've got the glass between the dead guy and the driver. It's like, you know, the New York cab.
For the smell.
Okay, so
there's a hearse, here's the truck.
I kind of like the patina, I gotta tell you. This is pretty nice, but he wants 1,500 bucks for this? Does the guy deal? I mean, he's not gonna take 800 bucks for it, is he?
I don't think so.
We'll make it home in this, though, because it's okay.
It does say that.
It gives me a lot of confidence.
Oh! Dude, you didn't tell me about the King Cobra.
I don't think we're gonna get home in this. It's missing a few parts.
This is the Chevelle. I think we're striking out. Do you know that this one runs and drives?
They said they got this one started, but that's about it. I don't know about driving it too much.
We need something that just drives.
We got a couple other things to look at. The hearse is good, though.
Stand away from it.
Something's gonna hitchhike with us now that we've been inside the hearse.
Hey Todd, I'll give you 1,500 bucks for the wagon.
Nah.
You gonna get eaten?
They have a big dog.
So how much is this one?
He was asking 3 on eBay.
3?
A little bit of Bondo.
Look at the rust. Whoa.
Whoa. Hi, doggy.
Hey, buddy. Do we know this one runs and drives?
It's been a while since they've driven it, obviously.
Todd, you're failing me. We're not finding any cars where we can get our money back.
I'm kind of looking at it, though, like, we could have either gone to Vegas and thrown it down on black and lost our asses, or we go throw it down on a car and lose our asses. It's the same thing, as long as we have fun.
But see, I agree with you. It's all about the adventure, but I only want to do that if the car is cheap enough that we don't really care about getting our money back. What do you think of that Pontiac for 850 bucks? It's a 72 Catalina.
I like Catalinas.
The ad's not in English. Well, let's go check out the Pontiac.
Those are some pretty sweet fake-ass hubcaps. Did you see the bumper sticker?
Yeah.
Have a nice eternity.
I will. Okay, so the value of this thing is that we can probably hash the guy down to like 500 bucks, and then it doesn't matter what we flip it for. We can sell it for $48 on the way home and we're still gonna come out ahead.
Out of everything we looked at, this is the first one that makes me actually want to call the guy.
This thing has character and it might even do burnouts. Ooh, 400 2-jet. Yes.
Oh, he said the ignition switch didn't work. There's something under the dash that we got to fiddle with to get it fired up.
Sounds like fun.
Push that. I don't know, I'm not as good. Go ahead and give it a pump. Oh, there you go. Oh, hell yeah.
Man, look at
Listen
that.
to that thing.
That's one hell of a car alarm right there.
650 bucks for the Catalina. We kind of had a language barrier with the guy, but we talked this down from 850 bucks to 650 and we own it. And it's gonna get us home in one piece. Anything goes wrong, I blame you.
As long as you're 50 miles away, I don't care.
850 bucks, 850 miles. The adventure begins now.
We could die.
We could die. This is nice.
There we go. Candy, because I'm starving.
You spent $2.59 on candy, $2.15 on toilet paper. I spent $64.45 on gas. Whoops. $7.80.81.
That candy was really good too. Worth every penny.
If we run out of money and I need $2.59, I'm taking out of your hide.
You have to catch me first. We all know I run faster.
Let's go. It just died and won't fire back up. I think it's the sock on the pickup tube inside the gas tank.
I hope we don't have to take the tank out now that we just put 20 gallons in it.
Me too.
Ooh, can you get the back wheel up on the curb so it's up off the ground?
Yeah.
You might want to get in and stop it though. Get in, dude, get in. Get in the car.
I'm trying to use a piece of wire to clear out the plugged pickup in the tank, but we don't have anything long enough.
3 miles down the road, already broke.
Okay, I created a gas leak, and this is wet.
Sounds promising. Is it in your armpit yet? Because that's
Nope.
that's how you know when you got good flow.
Okay, let's crank.
Oh, beautiful.
I just bashed my quarter panel.
Sorry about your curb. Oh.
Okay, we stopped to get some junk so we can fix the car again if we have that fuel system problem, and we're probably gonna get a fan belt too.
$25.96 down the toilet.
Dude, all right, receipt, give me the cash. Don't short me.
3 pennies, 4 pennies. Let's ride.
755 bucks seems a lot like enough money to get home until you realize that this turd is gonna drink a lot of gas. Bean burrito, $2.50. I'm all over it.
I could get the Pancho Villa, which is a steak for $12, but I want a slice of pie. So I'm gonna get a hamburger instead for $5.95, saving $6.
I'm gonna splurge on you tonight, son.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40, $743 and some change.
I thought we had 55 or 755 something. You've been holding out on me. What did you buy?
I don't know.
You've been eating? You son of a bitch.
10 bucks vanished. We're loading the car up on eBay Motors right now. It's Sunday morning, so I'm gonna put it on a 3-day auction. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which is when we hope we get home, and I hope we have the thing sold by the time we get there.
Now it's only a matter of time before we achieve fortune and glory via eBay.
Okay, handle it.
Off like a prom dress.
Ooh, dirt road. Let's break in the suspension.
This is the part where the muffler gets dragged off.
Yeah. We're out in the middle of nowhere, sort of stuck, sort of judging by the map in the iPhone. We know where we are, but every time we go up a hill, the carburetor floods, which is why I have this implement of bashing, because every time it floods, the needle and seat sticks. It's a wonderful thing.
I got this.
Okay. Safe vehicle for desert travel. Always be prepared. Wow, the gas here is only $3. That's $1 cheaper than back home. Oh, and already bid to $355 on eBay. Yeah. We stopped at the old mining town of Bisbee, Arizona, which is right down at the Mexican border, and it's a very historic place, but this street is like stopped in time. And we met some of the guys that have these buildings, and they're packed with cool old cars and bikes.
Studebaker, Hudson, parked next to each other on the same street. I've never seen two of these parked next to each other. It's amazing, this place that we're at.
Welcome to Lowell, Arizona. This little street was founded in the late 1800s, and back in the 1970s, the mines pulled out, and when the mines pulled out in the 70s, this whole town of Bisbee tanked. This street's called Lowell, and it's been a long, hard crawl to get the street up to where it is now, and right now, Lowell is predominantly owned by the mining company who would love to knock this street down and get the ore, the copper, and the gold, and the silver beneath it. So we're hanging in there tight. There's a lot of love for motorcycles, a lot of love for old muscle cars here in Lowell. My father came here in 1928. I was born here in 1954, and I want to welcome you to Lowell, Arizona. This is a 1948 Chrysler. And what's really cool, when it's cold in the winter, and I can't afford to heat this whole house, I'll come out and sit in this car and make my phone calls and do business in the cab. This is what they call an 841 Indian. And it's a shaft drive. It's got the same shape as a Moto Guzzi. And again, that was to fight Rommel in the desert. Very rare. That's one of the coolest bikes I've got. When I die, I don't know who's gonna go through this shit, but it's gonna be intense.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they'll scrap it.
Yeah, probably.
Man, Jay's got a bunch of bitchin' stuff, but we gotta hit the road if we're gonna get home on time. We just got another bid. $510.
Woo! We're rich.
Finnegan way overspent on dinner.
Doesn't matter, this is still breakfast for tomorrow.
And lunch, because we can't afford anything else. Ooh, yeah!
Wow.
That right there is breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 days.
That keeps really good.
Apparently Pontiac trunk is not the best refrigerator. Okay, last night we stayed in a hotel that I swear looked like they had spray painted over a triple homicide. It was so bad.
That wasn't a hotel, dude.
It wasn't.
That was a hostel.
And we paid $40 and, oh no, we paid $45 for the privilege of staying there. I dropped 6 cents, and as I've noted here, dropped on hotel floor, refused to pick it up. So we lost 6 cents as well.
It stuck to the floor. It was that dirty.
It was gross.
Here, let's put this back in here.
Put that in the fridge.
Back in the refrigerator. vacation has been so killer thus far that we're feeling froggy. We're gonna spend almost the last of our money renting four-wheelers in Yuma, Arizona to have a little fun, and then we're gonna bonsai home. Watch me go roost my boss. Gassing the quads up, 2 corn dogs for me, leaves us $105.42.
And it's 288 miles home?
We're like 40 bucks short to get home.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But if we go 287 divided by 12 miles to the gallon, 92. So if we get 12
So we have
miles
to
to
drive
the gallon,
for economy is the key.
yeah, we drive for economy.
Wow.
We're gonna get home with like $9 to spare.
So we're gonna have to eat the pizza for dinner.
Let's eat the pizza for dinner. You're gonna die, Holmes. You had to ride dirt bikes, didn't you?
No, you did.
Remember, drive efficiently.
We just rolled from Yuma, Arizona to San Diego on Highway 8. We have almost no money left. I don't know if we're gonna make it on gas, and I'm way too competitive to lose this deal. So we're gonna find some parts that we got at the parts store, and we're gonna return them so we can get a couple bucks back. We are gonna get back $25.96, the magic number. It's gonna save us. Yes.
Not only are we making it home, but I'm gonna order off the value menu. Getting dinner.
We have to drive another 131 miles, so this tank of gas should do it, unless we have a disaster. You planning on a disaster?
I'm claiming a win right now.
No, don't do it. We did it! We ended up only on the road 3 days because we blew a bunch of money riding ATVs, but we bought a junk car and hobbled it home, off-road, rode ATVs. I sold the car on eBay for $520. You take out the eBay fees and stuff, basically, that adventure cost us about $1,050.
Which means we've got $300, $400-ish to go somewhere else now.
What's your plan?
I like Alaska.
That's perfectly reasonable. Let's go. Finally, get some love. Oh, dude, come check this out.
What do you got?
You wanted to go to Alaska, right?
Yeah?
I've got it.
Is that snow?
Ice racing.
Ooh.
And it's oval track, wheel to wheel, bashing. This is in Big Lake, which is like just the other side of Anchorage. So we can drive all the way there on the Alcan Highway.
Where's the Alcan Highway?
Oh, it's this historic, legendary road that they built. It was an oil road in World War II.
So you're saying drive from here to Alaska and go racing?
Does it sound like a problem?
No, I'm totally in.
I bought this thing in the dark, so don't criticize me.
You paid how much for this?
1,300 bucks. This is exactly what we need, because if we wreck it, it doesn't matter, right? So we need to make a list, because
That's easy, one of everything.
I think we should drive it around the block, figure out if the brakes and suspension work, and then come back, make a list, and tear the engine and trans out of it.
Oh yeah, let's go around the block, because it'll seem like such a much better idea after we do that.
And it still runs.
Just test the brakes.
This was a good time for this job. All right, perfect. We discovered the custom quick release dashboard.
That's for racing.
Let's tear it apart.
All right. Cool.
How's your confidence now?
Oh, let's just leave right now.
I use this as an excuse to build a car I'd always wanted, a clone of the Ranchero that Hot Rod raced and won their class with in the very first Baja 1000 with Ack Miller and Ray Brock. When I picked the car up, I was really hoping that it would just need sort of a fluff up and paint it and hit the road, and as it turns out, it needed everything. This is the biggest order I've ever placed at Summit Racing, 3,400 bucks worth of stuff from Summit all at once. That's what happens when you're on a short schedule.
Oh yeah.
This is Thursday afternoon. We leave Sunday morning, and as you can see, we still have no engine, no trans, no suspension, no brakes. I think the gas tank's actually in the car. These guys are all jamming hard. I'm doing corporate stuff, and I'm still really hoping that we make this. Seriously.
You know, once we tore into it, it was ridiculous. We replaced the engine, the transmission, the brakes, the wheels, the tires, the wiring, sheet metal in the floor. We added a heater because the car didn't have one. Insulation, I mean, you name it, we replaced it on this car. The motor we put in it was a 302 based Ford from Dart Machinery, and it was 363 cubic inches. I think it made like 450 horsepower on the dyno. It wasn't an easy swap. It didn't go in right away, even though we were replacing the same model of motor that was in the car.
Down.
Okay, there we go.
This is what I look like when I'm watching Grant work. It's Friday night, so we have a day and a half left, but the biggest problem is we're past the window of opportunity to actually have open shops for alignment, exhaust, and drive shaft. So there'll be moments of entertainment to come.
Status report. It's not quite as cold as Alaska in here, but damn close. We're supposed to leave half an hour ago. I'm guessing we're gonna leave 12 hours from now. It's a conservative estimate.
Dude, that was an emotional blow. I'm telling you. So tired. 28 hours late is the new just on time.
Let's go to Alaska.
We hit the road finally, and it was smooth sailing all the way up into Utah, but then we got slowed down again when we hit a big snowstorm. We're at Salt Lake City. We left at 11 a.m. this morning. It's 4 a.m. right now. We're doing good. I'm gonna go hose myself off, and then we're gonna drive to Canada.
I think I'm dying.
Slowly but surely.
I need a burger and a bed and a beer. Not necessarily in that order. I'll take whatever.
The next morning we had our first disaster. We had installed a block heater, which is a heating element that replaces a freeze plug in the side of the engine block, and it didn't fit perfectly, and it was puking coolant everywhere.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
That was all half of it.
You know what made me feel much better about that? Yeah. All right, that's it. By this time, it was about 0 degrees out. I slammed the car door and the passenger side window exploded into like a billion pieces.
The window had come off the track a little bit on the passenger side of the Ranchero, and I told Finnecan, dude, be careful because the window comes off the track. He didn't put 2 and 2 together that meant that the glass was going to hit the roof of the car if you shut the door the wrong way, and he shut the door the wrong way, and I'm looking the other way, and all I hear is glass hitting the pavement. It's like, oh. And we're going into freezing weather with no window.
Can you adjust the mirror over there on the right?
I can't reach it. I saw antifreeze again.
I don't want to ruin your day, but I think we need to stop.
It's puking, isn't it?
Not good.
The plug came all the way out.
Not good. I can fix it. I can fix it.
This seemed like such a great idea 2 weeks ago. Ta-da! As predicted, that freeze plug kept popping out. But the good news was we got really good at hawking them for distance. Shall we?
Yeah.
We're running out of time, you know that.
At this point, Alaska's a pipe dream. We'd have to cannonball 24 hours a day for the next 3 days to get there, and we could still miss the race.
Well, let's just at least go get it fixed and decide what to do.
Cross your fingers.
So we're in the middle of nowhere in Idaho. We're freezing to death. We do the math and realize there is no way we can get to Alaska in time for the race. We're sitting around going, what do we do next? Refusing to put our tail between our legs and go home. And then I realized that some of our corporate guys had bought a 55 Chevy sight unseen on eBay just a few days earlier, and it was in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We could probably get from Idaho to Colorado Springs, so that's what we decided to do. What's the likelihood that I could come grab that car, like, say, day after tomorrow?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Great. Thank you. We're on.
Sweet.
Change of direction.
Hey, I'm Finnecan. This is Freiburger. We're in Idaho. We're not staying here.
We bought a 55 Chevy in Colorado Springs because why wouldn't you? So we're going to Colorado.
From Idaho.
Now.
Instead of Alaska.
This is getting old.
I like how I broke the window and you're the one having to climb out of the car.
I'm excruciatingly aware of that. No, that's a Muffler Man. If you're not hip to Muffler Man, here's the deal. They are giant fiberglass dudes that were made by International Fiberglass back in, I think, the late 60s, early 70s. And they're all built standing there like this so they can hold a muffler. But in subsequent years, people have bought them and turned them into all kinds of things. I've seen them holding golf clubs or as Paul Bunyan. And this particular one in Helper, Utah, was a coal miner.
He'd look real good in the bed of the Ranchero.
You think we can get him home?
Oh, I lost the freeze plug again. 3 times.
Told you.
3 times.
So who reinstalled that one?
Some dude. I don't know. No, he's not here right now.
What a mess.
Swear to God, it was tight.
You gonna go find it? We have more.
2 more. Because that just happens. It's in here somewhere, I swear. The snowboard came in handy on this trip. Air cleaner, no. All right, we might be hosed. Because I can't find them now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Aha! Yeah.
We faked that for the drama. We knew it was there the whole time.
These are made in India. These aren't even in China or Mexico.
That's a step up. At least it's easy to get to. It could be much worse. This could be the freeze plug that's located behind the
motor mount.
Don't talk about that.
That's what's going to happen next.
Don't talk about
If we
it.
just face it head forward.
Don't talk about it. This stuff is awesome. It dries in 1 minute flat. That ought to stay in there. I hope. This is the view. This car says, I'm gonna run you over. If only I could run more than a few miles at a time.
Let's do it.
Woohoo! Out of gas. On a hill in a snowstorm.
In Vail.
Good snow here.
I'm really starting to enjoy the climb across a little too much.
Oh, dick. Nobody likes you. I can't get the hood open. Oh yeah, we got this. No problem. We just climbed Vail Summit, over 12,000 feet of elevation in a snowstorm in the 40-year-old Ranchero with a carburetor, and we're actually patting ourselves on the back because we were able to get up the hill without change, which was cool. But on the way down, the heater stopped working, and I looked down at the gauge and I was like, oh crap, it's overheating. Why is it overheating? And we pulled over because we actually thought the radiator was icing up, but then we noticed the belt's gone for the water pump. And we don't have a spare, and it's, what, like 10 o'clock at night, so there's no auto parts open.
And it's 10 degrees. There's certain irony in overheating in 10-degree weather, isn't there?
Where are we?
I have no idea. We're at the foot of our 12,000-foot hill where we lost an alternator belt, and we coasted 30 miles to get here. So we're gonna go scrounge food, stay at this luxury resort, and hit the road again in the morning.
Food sounds awesome. I'm ready.
Beer sounds better.
Yeah.
And then there was the 55 Chevy. I gotta say it looked good from a distance, but ooh, good looking from afar, but far from good looking.
When I initially saw the 55, I was fired up about it. You know, from 50 feet, it was sexy. You know, it reminded me of the 2-lane blacktop movie car. And it was primered, had radius cut rear wheel wells, tunnel ram motor sticking out of the hood, and I thought, oh, this thing's gonna be so much fun. But by the time I walked up on the car, my heart was sinking, because as I got closer, I realized this thing is a piece of shit.
This thing was clapped, man, but the company had bought it, so we decided to hook it up and drag it home anyway. If you thought this was bad up to this point, it's about to get worse.
We're now less than a block away at Colorado Speed Company. These guys are kind enough to let us use their shop and to help us prep this thing to be towed behind the Ranchero. It came with a tow bar, but it's pretty much junk. So we're gonna go find a new one, probably from U-Haul. We're gonna find the right lug nuts for this so the wheels don't fall off of it, wire up some lights, and head home. So wish us luck.
So we're just about to leave Colorado Springs, and I decide to say to myself, let's find out why that wheel keeps squeaking. This is why, because the axle bearing, which was brand new by the way, has been eating its way into that axle shaft right there. And now we have a new bearing at long last after 4 trips to the auto parts store. We're going to commit the ultimate sin and tack weld the bearing to the axle itself to get home. You didn't slip the retainer on first. In our sleep-deprived stupor, we had the bearing all nice and TIG weld onto the axle. We're thinking, oh yeah, that's going to work. Until we realized we forgot to put the retainer plate on it that holds the axle into the housing.
Yeah. It goes behind the bearing.
Yeah, it goes right here. We took the retainer plate and cut a slot in it and slid it behind the bearing. Ingenuity. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Good luck. Yep.
Nobody flat tows hardly anything anymore other than really small things like Jeeps or, you know, small cars you see behind motorhomes. Flat towing a 55 Chevy behind a Ford Ranchero is not the smartest thing you could do. But we did it. You know, we thought, no problem, we're badasses, we'll get this thing home. And as soon as we hit the highway, all hell broke loose. The thing was swerving left and right.
This thing was wagging hard on the freeway. I don't care who bought this thing or why, it was going back.
Hey, I'm Finnecan, this is Freiberger, and today we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The wheels have officially fallen off this bitch. We're going to a happy place. We're gonna go look at a big ass hole in the ground. We're going to the Grand Canyon.
We're going Thelma and Louise right now.
Right now. Just outside of Flagstaff, we encountered snow again.
At this point, you might think that things aren't really going that well, but you know what? We refuse to be depressed on a road trip, and what cheers us up every time is donuts in the snow. Sometimes you have to create your own fun when you're out on the road, and Finnegan's idea of fun is often buying inanimate objects, usually based on animals, and strapping them to cars. And so we got ourselves an ass and strapped it to the roof of the car.
Good day. Between Flagstaff and a big hole in the ground, we saw this place called the Roadkill Cafe, and how can you not stop at some place with a name like that?
The opossum blossom.
The chicken that almost crossed the road.
I don't know what I ate, but it was dead.
We're at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
You know, sometimes when you hit the road hits back. But we refuse to lose and always have fun on Roadkill. Oh, dick. By the way, that was the snow I peed on. Dick.
On this episode of Roadkill, we're sucking smoke down under.
We really had no plan here other than to get on a plane in Los Angeles and fly halfway around the world to Brisbane, Australia. We had to get off the plane and meet this guy named Gup. And all we really know about him is that he runs the Power Cruise here in Australia, which is a series of these wild events with burnouts and superchargers and tire smoke and just the whole program. We had an 8-hour layover in Brisbane, and then we've got to get back on a plane and go all the way to the west coast to Perth. So while we're here, Gup is going to show us around and just give us a little bit of the flavor of what the Power Cruise is all about.
Does the toilet really flush the other direction?
It does. I've actually got video of it because I'm a plumber originally.
That's really the only reason I came here, was just to check the toilet out, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah, but which way does it go over there? Did you look?
I don't know, but I've heard it's wrong. Here.
So
I'm gonna flush it, get on the plane, I'm out. I just want to kick a kangaroo, watch the toilet, drink some beer, out of here.
Careful when you kick the kangaroo though.
They hurt.
No, they'll kick you back.
This is like America, but inside out. After 18 hours on the plane, Finnecan is just useless. He pretty much turns into a pumpkin at midnight. So he's a vegetable, but we thought it would be a good idea to go drinking. Last time I was in Australia, I complained that there just wasn't good beer. So Gup was out to prove me wrong, and also I got to cook a fish on a rock.
1:45 and Mike's hit the wall already. It's only midday.
I'm good. Let's race.
You keep telling yourself that.
It says drink driving. It's a crime. This drunk guy made that sticker. I got this. Don't worry about it.
Couldn't leave, I had to meet and greet the girl in my jeans with a kiss on the hand.
Oh, you're
I'm
on
just
the
going
bank?
to the bank for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Wow, our host is filling a cheap suitcase full of money at a bank. We're going to jail.
We're still catatonic off the airplane for 13 hours, but we're about to see our first motorsports action in Australia.
We're at Queensland Raceways.
In Brisbane, and there's like 5 or 6 different hot rods here. They're like mid-70s Monaros with twin turbo LS motors in them, and it's weird. These guys like having the 1200 horsepower, but they don't really care about going fast. They care about tire smoke.
They're gonna cruise around the road course. When they hit the last turn, they'll be side by side, racing while doing a burnout.
Right.
No lawyers, no insurance companies.
No roll cage, no helmet, no shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are our people.
I'm not worried about it. This should be awesome.
There was this one car that we heard was going to be the quickest car there, and we showed up and saw it, and it's tan, and it looks like a Camry to me, although I guess it was a GM product. And it's got this turbo LS on it, and it gets out on the track and just freight trains this twin turbo Lamborghini, giving credence once again to my statement, not $400,000 worth of fast.
I just figured out why Australia's awesome. I don't think they have insurance or lawyers here.
They have 1200 horsepower cars with 4 people in them with no helmets, with the express intent of doing burnout side by side for a quarter mile. There's no fail in this program. Then Gup brought out the big guns, which is his 74 HQ, which is legendary in Australia. It's this bright green thing. He gives rides to everybody at his Power Cruise events. It has a 540 in it with a 106 millimeter turbo called Elvis. And this thing makes 1200 horsepower to the wheels, and it's not really about going fast. It is about blazing tires. We've been awake 40 hours now, and we have to go back to the airport and catch another flight for 4 or 5 hours all the way to the other side of the country. So do the math, and that means we've spent 2 nights on a plane, no hotel room, no shower. Yeah, Australia style. Yesterday was a 36-hour travel day where we flew from LA and then stopped in Brisbane and
Ate a koala.
drove around and raced at Queensland Raceways. And this morning we're in Perth. No, we're in, what's the trash can say? Joondalup. This is the land of cities with too many vowels. And we're about to head off to Gup's event called the Power Cruise, which apparently is just the burnout fest like we've never ever seen before. And we're gonna drive that.
It looks sort of European. Kind of looks like an Audi, but it's a 2006 Holden HQS.
It's an HSV.
HSV?
Yeah. We basically have no idea what it is.
It's a red car with black wheels and 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah.
Don't know what it's called, but I know it does this really good.
Yeah. Finally, the real reason that we came. Gup has got this car that is a Holden HSV Club Sport R8, which is a fancy way of saying Pontiac G8 in American. But the thing is, it is loaded with this Sonny Leonard 727 cubic inch Hemi. It's an all aluminum motor, makes 1,275 horsepower on 91 octane gas. Check out this throttle body, 3,600 CFM. The engine at Sonny Leonard with all these options is like 65 grand. The car, before you even start hacking it up, is 70 grand. And I can't imagine that the guys at High Torque Performance who assembled the whole thing didn't ring up like another 100K on this deal. I can't believe he's actually giving us the keys to this thing.
Oh, this is weird.
Wrong side,
This is
you're taking the bullet.
This is weird. I'm buckling up for sure. This isn't safe at all.
When was the last time you drove on the wrong side of the road?
Never in my entire life.
Never been to England, never been to
And not
Australia.
with 1,200 horsepower either.
the button.
Come on, baby. It says check engine oil. I'm just going to ignore that, though. I'm sure they've checked it before they gave us the car.
Treat it like a rental, it's not yours. Let's go.
Driving in Australia.
Don't high center it on the driveway. Oh, wow. Ah, traffic.
Oh my God. Get out of the way, we're American. Oh wow, traffic circle. Okay.
Run for your lives.
I hope there's no pedestrians here. They're screwed if there are.
Boss. Oh, dude.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Wait.
We're playing chicken.
That was bad.
Hey, you know what? This car has 1,200 horsepower and air conditioning. Let's make it work.
Oh, wow.
You do it. I'm going to concentrate on the left side of the road.
Yeah, I'd suggest you do that.
Haven't seen any kangaroos yet, or koalas. Maybe that's a myth. Maybe they're not really around.
They don't really exist.
Yeah. Like that's a myth to lure tourists here. And then you get here and you realize there's nothing to see.
It worked for us.
Yeah. Suckers. How do we get off this circle?
This is a roundabout.
Yeah, how do we get off this roundabout?
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to change lanes, I think. You just missed it. That was it over there.
We're gonna, dude, this is gonna be our third trip around this thing.
Don't worry, people aren't staring.
No. Well, can't get over it. All right, dude, I don't care. I'm cutting people up. I'm getting out of the circle right now.
I don't know which way we're going, do you?
I'm going this way. Oh, I'm turning the wipers on too.
Well, we just took a cruise up by the ocean by 2 rocks. Is that what that was?
I was avoiding not hitting 2 cars, dude.
Neat lagoon, really, really green, pretty water out there. So we made that cruise. I really have no idea what city we're in. Just having a little bit of a charging issue. You really got to keep the RPM up to keep the batteries charged. And back there at the light, we came to a stop and the voltage came down and it died. So we're thinking we're going to cool it off a little bit here and maybe have a bite to eat and hit the road again.
It's 154 liters a gallon.
I don't know what the 154 is, but it's liters.
Where do you put the card in?
You don't.
Nobody steals gas in Australia.
Apparently.
Very trusting here.
And that premium's 98.
Wow. We've gone like, what, 80 miles and we're out of gas?
Yeah, pretty much. And it has a huge tank. What did we put in the other day? 30?
30 gallons.
Yeah, 30 gallons, and we've gone probably 80 miles, something like that. But one of the things I figured out is that this being 727 cubic inches, basically each 4-cylinder bank on this motor is the size of a 350 small block Chevy. So it's like having 2 350s. So if those 350s get 12 miles per gallon, this gets 6. It all adds up, right?
Adds up to an expensive ride. That's what that adds up to. I wasn't standing there very long. How did I pump 57 liters in it already? How many gallons is that? How many gallons are a liter?
I'm American, I know nothing.
Okay, so we've been driving a couple hours now.
Dirt?
And we've now approached a dirt road in the middle. We're lost, dude.
You think Gup minds if we drive his car on dirt?
You might mind a little. You know what I mind though is
no kangaroos?
No koalas, no kangaroos. I'm starting to think it really is a conspiracy to get tourists here.
Okay, well, but the good news about all of that is that we are in the middle of nowhere with a nice little paved road.
Burnouts?
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I like burnouts. It does good burnouts.
I approve.
Your favorite gauge is not happy right now. See that?
Yep. The engine's hotter than a transmission. I think
That's a bad sign. This is a brand new car. How could it be overheating?
it has 727 reasons to overheat.
Yeah, but
I know how to fix it though.
ooh, why not? Just because we're in Australia doesn't mean the rules don't apply.
Wow, there's some unusual bugs on the hood too. Let's go for the shade over there. Let's go make some laps and cool it down.
I think burnouts would cool it down.
They're leaving nothing on the table with the flies here. That was a good one.
That was a good one. I feel much better about not seeing koala bears now.
Check this guy out. I think this guy spun out and landed there and walked away from his car.
Dude, it does look like he's oh yeah,
Oh,
the
look, he
wheels
broke the wheel off.
The wheel is busted off.
That's awesome.
He
Oh,
broke,
and
the,
broke the front
center.
wheel.
He broke the center out of the wheel.
That is cool.
Whoa. We just saw our first roadkill. It's like a purplish looking Ford Festiva or something. I don't know. Looks like he spun out and hit a curb and actually broke the centers out of his wheels. And the car's abandoned over here. I think it's been sitting here for a long time because you can see weeds growing up around it. So we're gonna go get a better look. What do I stink or something? Look at this car. This is the image that Gup has in his brain right now.
Of what we're doing to his car.
Of what we're doing to his car.
Completely.
I'm taking a spoke with me. I got a souvenir.
Wow, this thing's hashed. Do you think it was parking brake turn or what? You can see the skids where they came right around here. I wonder if they thought that they were gonna be slick and like drifted around and keep going and they failed. Pop the hood, let's see if it has a battery. Nope.
Hey, it's kind of like a motor.
Only smaller. This is like 1 cylinder's worth of Gup's motor.
All right, I'm done with the flies. Let's get back in the car.
Yuck! Well, now we can say that we've done hellacious burnouts on 2 continents. It's been a pretty good day, but it's time to wrap it up, try and sleep for the first time on this trip, and hit power cruise in the morning. So we're here at some track I can't even pronounce, looking at cars I don't even recognize, but I know a good turbo blower and nitrous when I see it, and every car here has one. What Gup has put together is kind of like the ultimate cruise night with no cops. Unfortunately, guys in other countries flat out have more balls at car shows than Americans do. And I know that's an outrageous statement. A lot of people are going to be really upset with that. But these guys are all about the throttle. They're not showing up with their baby dolls that they're leaning up against the car. They're not riding their lawn chair all day. It is about showing up and smoking tires. They bring stacks of tires with them to burn them to the rim. Seriously, why don't we do this?
This is the last day of Power Cruise, and this is the Power Skidding Finals. And I guess the goal here is to turn your tires to barbecue sauce, keep the car going as straight as you can, don't use the brakes, don't lift, just make as much smoke as you possibly can. Oh my God, orange smoke. No way. How the hell do you make orange smoke?
Finnecan has been doing most of the driving around with the 727 cubic inches, and I wanted to one-up him, and so Gup hooked me up with Frank Gaffiero, who has this truck that has 1,500 cubic inches and 2,200 horsepower and weighs 8 tons. Watch this. It was really weird to be out there in this giant truck, like towering above these little cars all circling around us. The thing that makes this thing crazy is it only runs about mid-12s in the quarter mile, about 110 miles an hour, but it just lights up the tires so easily. The real fun part of it was taking the giant semi-truck and doing that big donut at the end, making smoke everywhere. Well, dude, you failed us on the kangaroos, but left nothing on the table when it comes to burnout action. This thing has been a lot of fun.
Did you have a good time with it yesterday? You took it out the highway for a drive?
Yeah, we putted it around a little bit. It was good. We learned to drive, you know.
Did you behave yourself?
Oh, completely babied it.
Since you didn't do anything yesterday, I guess the only thing to do now is rock, paper, scissors. Who's going to take it in the drags today?
You gonna let us race the thing?
I'll let you race it.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Smash! Again! I always win this.
I quit.
Get out of the way. I'm racing.
No, you're not. You're in the wrong side of the car, dude.
Okay. Let's just go ahead and say that I intentionally gave up the seat in the drag race because there is no chance he's making it through this drag race. He's gonna blow the tires off the thing, possibly put it into the wall, and I don't want to be that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Finnecan.
I'm about to go street racing on a drag strip in a car that I've never hole shotted before, on drag radials that I'm not allowed to do a burnout on to warm up. This is gonna be awesome. I roll up to the starting line for race number 1, and I think they cherry picked somebody for me because I was at the back of the line and they sent me around to the front of the line and lined me up with some dude, I don't know who he was, and I just kind of gingerly rolled it off the line, made sure the tires were hooked, and then gave it maybe a quarter of a throttle and drove by this guy for an easy win. That was a little too easy. Okay, so my next race is a white 4-door Holden Commodore. Looks like something my grandma would take to church, but since everything here is supercharged or running N2O, that's nitrous for you kids at home. You never know, this guy could be something stout. What do you got in there?
Not much, not as much as you got in there.
Ah, it's all chrome, don't worry, it doesn't run for shit. Okay, that wasn't exactly fair for the other guy. I left him like he was chained to the pole behind him.
He's not doing bad, but I can't deny that it looks like they are putting up ringers in this race. And by ringer, I mean the slowest guy they can find to line up with them.
So I come back around and I'm feeling, you know, pretty cocksure about myself. That's a good looking car right there. It'd be a damn shame when I send him packing. This one's for America. Ah, shit, man. In the third race, I don't know what happened, but I just floored it off the line. The car unhooked. When I realized it's not accelerating, I shift into high gear and give it even more gas because I'm an idiot.
All of a sudden, there's a moment where the thing kicks really sideways, and he's got to choose between the wall, Australia, jail, and a car owner who's way bigger than him, or he gets to just look like a chump. And he chose chump, which actually is what I would have done as well.
And as the much slower and crappier car pulls away from the most expensive Holden ever built, all I want to do is choke the hell out of a koala, because I just lost a race I should have won. Sorry, America. We just got our asses kicked.
I said to him, you should use first gear, I might give you a bit more of a drive, you know. Try using first gear as well. He used first gear, he used too much pedal, smoked the tyres, and then he stayed on it while he went to second gear. It looked good, but he lost.
This is going to sound like an excuse, but the Holden is utterly useless in a drag race. It's too much torque, too little tire, too little talent on the part of the driver. Now that I've lost and I can't race anymore, they can't exactly kick me out for smoking the tires now, can they?
Look, now he's smoking it out up there.
good smoke. I think the tires are defective. Did I do a burnout right next to him with his own car? That was great. What did we learn?
We learned that you struggled awfully hard to cheat me out of the driver's seat so that you could embarrass yourself.
I'm not embarrassed. You see the smoke I made?
I did.
Here, there, and up there?
What I actually saw was the moment that you made the choice not to crash Gup's car. You wanted to win really badly, but you just couldn't pile it into the chingadera there.
Well, he's bigger than me. And I'm pretty
quite
sure,
a bit larger than
I'm
you.
almost positive he owns most of Australia. So, yeah, I wasn't getting out of here alive if I wrecked his car.
So we like the car, we blame him for the lack of kangaroo, we're done.
Yeah. Jesus, where's the koalas in this place?
No koalas, no duckbill platypus, no dingoes, just tire smoke. What is the story? Did they brought rabbits here and the rabbits ate all the kangaroo and the kangaroo ate all the capybara or something like that? I forget exactly how it goes.
You notice there was no Foster's anywhere we went?
No, they don't drink that stuff.
No Foster's, no Paul Hogan.
Not one person has said crikey to me. Can you guys work on that? Actually, you know what the secret is? We didn't even film this episode in Australia. This is actually like Northern California.
We're in Palm Springs
We just drove
right
on the
now.
wrong side of the street the whole time.
Feels like we're in Palm Springs.
Our budget's that low.
This is long. You want us to do it all over? Why don't we end it with next time on Roadkill, we jump a cat with a bus. Next time on Roadkill, we jump a cat with a bus.
And the bus only gets this much air.
Poor kitty. See, now it's his fault.
Oh, that was a fly on the tooth! Right on the tooth! Chew that up and call it protein.
Your country's kind of buggy. The racetracks in Australia are very scenic. Still no freaking kangaroos.
Dude, this is YouTube. You're supposed to shut the video off the second the credits roll. But if you didn't, here's your bonus. 4 minutes of insane burnout action.
On this episode of Roadkill, we drive all the way to the Bonneville Salt Flats so David could kill our Camaro.
There's 3 pistons left. On the last episode, we bought this 73 Chevy ramp truck for $3,500 to haul our race car to Bonneville. It's also completely untested and unproven, and we've got to use it to drive 650 miles with a race car on the back. Top speed racing is kind of the thing these days. It's popped up all over. You see stuff going on in standing mile events in several states. But the granddaddy, the biggie, is Speed Week at the Bonneville Salt Flats. And as a matter of fact, in 1949, Hot Rod Magazine helped this event start at the Bonneville Salt Flats. It was the first time hot rodders had run there. To me, it's really got a lot of history, and it's my passion. It's the racing that I like to do. We've run this 81 Camaro there since 2004. I've got a partnership deal with Keith and Tanya Turk where they own the car and Keith sort of manages that mechanical part of it, and I'm in charge of the engines. I failed on that a couple of years ago when a carburetor vent fell through this big block and completely destroyed the engine. We went back and got a record on 2 cylinders, and that destroyed the thing even more. But that was 2011, 2012, we didn't race. This year we had to do it, and so we rebuilt that engine. Finnecan threw it together, we took it out to the dyno at West Tech. It made 1,100 horsepower.
By the time we got to the dyno, I had spent nearly 72 hours straight building the engine over at my shop. I can build an engine in 3 days, but usually I've spent 2 weeks mocking the parts up to make sure they fit before I do that. So this deal, total roadkill, total mess. Nothing bolted onto this engine without some massaging and some cursing.
What we've got here is a big block Chevy. It's 489 cubic inches, which is a 454 with a 1/4 inch stroke in it. The big deal is the Vortex supercharger, which is making 10 pounds of boost, and I'm blowing through a carburetor, which is a little bit unconventional, but the thing is, in the classic category that I'm racing in, you have to have a carburetor, and so this is what I've chosen to do. People also ask, where's your intercooler? The atomization of the gas coming out of the boosters actually pulls heat out of the air, and so you drop 100 degrees across the carburetor. 200 degrees in is 100 degrees out.
All this room to carry everything you need to go racing. Doesn't get any better than this. Sure, it's old and scraped up and whatever, but it's got character. Even if it doesn't get us there, it's got character.
This is our first attempt at putting this car on the ramp truck, and it's not looking like it's going to go very well.
Go this way.
Is it already hitting something? See, now stop.
Turn it this way.
Okay. Okay, hang on. The easy thing to do would have been to throw the Bonneville car into an enclosed trailer, but man, I've always wanted the ramp truck. What I don't know is how it's gonna handle with 5,000 pounds of irreplaceable race car on the back. We're hitting the road in the morning. Good over here.
Let's go to Utah again.
It's only been 2 days. I kind of missed the place.
Because compared to some of the other pieces of crap we've driven long distance, this is like being in a limousine.
I don't know why the air conditioning isn't on right now.
You want to indulge yourself in all the luxuries right away? Radio, air conditioning, windows that go all the way up.
We might need the air conditioning before it overheats. We might as well enjoy it now.
We'll just get it warmed up right away.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ah.
Just feel the pleasure coming out of the dash.
1973 GM Air.
I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I'm actually cold now.
I am too. It's completely not right.
I'm gonna turn down the pleasurizer here.
I didn't want to admit it. I'm glad you went there.
That's some good air conditioning. Maybe it's really not that cold. We're just not used to having air conditioning. So it feels really cold. 60 feels like this is where this thing wants to go.
Yep.
Not quite the speed limit, but faster than you're able to legally go with a trailer behind you, and that's all I care about.
What I don't understand is the complete lack of drive shaft vibration.
Well, it's stock. Nobody's lowered the thing.
I know, I'm not used to that. Oh, look, factory printout of when this thing was purchased. This came from Oregon.
Let's say who bought it. Okay, find the guy.
Sold to Cheryl's Mazda. This was a Mazda dealership truck.
A Mazda dealership bought a Chevy to haul Mazdas.
In 1973.
Interesting.
When stopped on an upgrade, do not hold the truck with the engine. Use the service brake. Just sitting there stalling against the converter on a hill. Caution, do not accelerate the engine more than 10 seconds while holding the vehicle with the brakes. They thought we were gonna go drag racing it, I guess.
I don't like these rules.
The first 120 miles were pretty good, but as we left flat ground and approached the mountains, things began to get interesting, by which I mean slow.
So right now we're going 50 because I'm at part throttle on flat ground. The moment we hit a hill, we're done. If I give it throttle, it surges and wants to shut off.
Yep.
As if there's very little fuel in the bowls, so...
When you throttle back, it cruises.
Yeah.
Breaking down to the extreme term. We're lounging in the lap of luxury while experiencing a minor difficulty with our fuel delivery.
Please don't go Disco Inferno right now on the hill. I know we got a stereo, I know we got air conditioning, I know we're spoiled. Come on, baby, up the hill, up the hill. We're getting passed by a motorhome.
Thing is surging because it's starved for gas. It either needs a fuel pump or the fuel filter's clogged. It does have a mechanical fuel pump on it.
It's got 2 gas tanks, and it's got a switching valve here from one tank to the other, and this is an electric pump, but I don't think it's running. Okay, it's on.
Not working. Wait, stop. Shut it off. So the fuel's getting to here. There's a chance this filter's clogged. That looks clogged. That's the problem.
We need a piece of hose. Bypass it.
Yep.
That'll work.
That'll work.
We're stealing a piece of vacuum line from the engine. Now I need to find a bolt to punch into the vacuum line to keep from having a vacuum leak. Is there any random bolts laying in the cockpit of the Camaro? There we go.
Got it.
One man's misery is another man's fortune.
You can generally fix your car with junk lying
Look,
on the
his car
ground.
caught on fire, and his watch caught on fire. I got a watch and a bolt. This will buff out. You give to the highway, and the highway will give back to you every time.
So much wind. Should I leave this at the side of the road for the next guy?
He might need it.
Might not.
Maybe he needs 3 inches of fuel line, and that
He
doubles
might.
his
I'll
3
leave the
inches
3 inches
line.
of fuel line. Air conditioning. Go all out. We got the Ram truck up and running again and rolled down into Baker, California and wrenched on the thing a little bit more. And of course, made the stop at Alien Fresh Jerky because you have to, you're in Baker. But once we hit the road again, pretty obvious this junk was not actually fixed. It wasn't clogging up this fuel filter, and so now we're narrowing it down to the fuel pump. We had a spare, we're throwing it on. In theory, I'll be running like 200 plus miles an hour tomorrow, or in 2 days. Not if we don't get there. You get comfortable working at the side of the highway with semis whizzing past, because you know, none of those guys have been awake for 48 hours.
What semis? After putting in the new fuel pump, I went under the truck to check for other leaks from both gas tanks. And that's when a piece of rust fell in my eye. It was far from the first time that's happened, so at first I just brushed it off. But as we hit the road, my eye continued to get worse, and that meant our next stop was to our local urgent care.
I found another fuel leak under the truck in the middle of nowhere, and I learned my lesson. Glasses. Because for the past 3 hours, Finnecan has been down the street. He's got to stay here in Vegas and get his eye dealt with first thing in the morning while I cannonball all the way up to, I think, Ely, Nevada, get a room so that I can get to Bonneville in the morning. And none of that's going to happen until I fix this filter, which is going to gush at least a gallon of gas in my face. Okay, that's plugging that one, letting that one leak out and not splash in my eye. Ah, yes, cars. So much fun. Ah! Oh, wow, this is way bigger than 3/8. This is gonna be bad. All right, we've slowed that to only a minor environmental hazard. Wish Finnecan was here, then I could at least make him do this. Maybe I should just run over to the emergency room with Finnecan and check in. Have a nice night's sleep there. Oh yeah, it just died. Headlight's not working. Key not working. This is another new problem I'm not sure that we've mentioned yet. The ramp truck has a random electrical problem where it just has no power at all for no reason. And then it magically comes back for no reason. I'm done. I eventually figured out that the electrical gremlins were caused by all of the main power wires on the starter being just flat out loose. Once that was fixed, the ramp truck was running stronger than ever, and I still had 4 hours ahead of me. The Turks have shown up here today, who are my partners on the race car. They brought our actual race trailer with us so that we have all our equipment and everything. I just slept 3 hours. How about you? We got 4.
Ramp truck's good.
It's really, really cool. It's really, really good. Today is Friday. There have been people out on the salt flats for a couple weeks dragging all the courses, making them smooth. It's entirely run by volunteers. And the other thing that they do is set up the pits and the tech inspection lanes. We're pretty far behind schedule, but I hope we can get there in time to set up our pits and get the car safety inspected. You don't really know how fast you're going, because if you see here, you've got no perspective. There's no guardrails, there's no trees, no nothing like that. You know you're going fast because the car is screaming, and you look at the tach and you know mathematically what you're doing, but there isn't that sense of speed like there would be if there was a brick wall right here, or if you were at an Indy Speedway trying to turn a corner or something. It is like driving on the moon. These guys are doing what people did in the 40s and 50s, which is using the old mosquito netting or army camouflage leftovers to build their tent. At this point, the car still had not fired up for the first time this year, and there was a ton of work left to be done. But the ramp truck had done good, and Finnecan was finally en route, and there was a week of racing ahead of us, in theory.
On behalf of Hot Rod Magazine, I would like to introduce David Freiberger to present the Hot Rod Trophy.
The other thing that has gone on here since 1949 is Hot Rod has given a top time trophy, which is for the fastest one-way pass during Speed Week. The Poteet and Main car has won the top time trophy 4 years in a row. The trophy's down here, you'll see their name on it. Last year, they went 423 miles an hour and change. I understand some people are gunning for you. We'll watch it all week. Thank you very much, everybody.
So after seeing 3 doctors in 2 days, my Terminator eyeball is fine. Of the 3 diagnoses, the one I'm most comfortable with is you had dirt in your eye, it's gone, you're gonna be okay.
We're just going through the car, doing a couple of last minute things, nut and bolt checking everything, because you don't like junk falling off when you're going 240 or 50 miles an hour. So what are you doing under there? A little bit of a leak.
I put a fresh set of plugs in there. We're mere minutes away from firing it, which in Roadkill time is mere hours.
I'm calculating what kind of gear we want to put in. It's a quick change rear end, so we can pretty much pick whatever we want to pick. I think I'm going to put a 280 in it. There we go, that's what I was looking for. That's like a 218 right there. Look at the giant difference between the size. So a small one goes on the bottom. There you go. That's it. I'm looking here at what classes we're going to run. This is the soft one, obviously. A classic blown gas coupe, 207 miles an hour. When Finnecan leaves, so that he doesn't like freak out too much and wince because this is completely Mickey Mouse, we can unplug one cylinder and run this, and unplug another cylinder and run that.
You son of a bitch. No, we're not. No, we're not. I worked really hard on this engine.
I know. Well, we're going to use most of it.
Can we just start this thing? Can we get this further off? Yeah, this is what happens when you don't get the car fully prepped before you leave to go to the races. You find things out like,
Yeah, see,
there's no fuel coming out of one fuel line.
Is this fitting new? Like not used on the dyno?
I didn't plumb it, I don't know.
Plug in the flow bowl. That was a Mike Finnecan prevents the engine from blowing up on the first pass catch right there.
I get to stay.
The dyno shop put the plug in the float bowl to keep dirt out of it, and of course, we didn't look for it when we attached both fuel lines.
Starting the car up for the first time, this is a big moment right here. Car is sat for a couple of years, built an engine in 3 days. Let's go racing.
Cranking first. No oil pressure yet. Gauge works. The safety inspection at Bonneville is pretty hardcore because when stuff goes wrong at 200 plus miles an hour, it goes way wrong. That means that you've got to have a fire system on board, and a parachute, and all the regular lap belts and everything. The safety inspectors will usually point out a couple small things on the car, but we sailed right through with flying colors. They closed the actual paperwork part of tech 2 minutes before we were done. So we won't be racing till they open up 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But the good news is the car will be completely prepped by the morning and we can drink beer now. So really, it's all good. This is why it's Speed Week.
Yeah, not speed day.
Right. Now it's Sunday morning, our third day on the Salt. We finally got our act together, ready to race. Even though it's the fastest place on earth, things happen kind of slow. We are going to roll up, put in the spec gasoline for the class that we're running, and then hit the starting line, and we should get a run in early this morning before it turns to be 100 degrees. The current record in the class I'm racing right now is 207 miles an hour, so I'm calculating at what RPM I'll exceed that. In fourth gear, I need to hit 6,500 RPM, and this one is 230.
This is the worst part of racing, the waiting. The tweaker in me wants to take the hood off the car right now and give everything one more look. I don't want to do that though, because it doesn't need anything. But standing around, I have nothing to do, so I'll keep pacing.
When you get to the line, you have to make sure that you are strapped in your car well in advance.
Fire pins out. Parachute, fire off.
You snap up that window net, and you and the Bonneville Salt Flats are all alone, ready for speed.
Fire it up. Upside down.
Our first run was a complete waste of time. I didn't even make it out of second gear before I realized something was way wrong. We had put the gears in upside down in the quick change. Big gear is supposed to go on the bottom and the little one on the top. So small one goes on the bottom. However, last year when we ran the car, or 2 years ago when we blew up the motor and we set that record on 2 cylinders, we need like a 7-to-1 gear ratio. So we flipped the gears. That was an attempt at like a 6-to-1 gear ratio, which doesn't work very well. So now we are correcting that and giving me the ability to once again run 200 plus miles an hour.
over on course 1, 462 car. He's flying. At 175.234. The quarter is 194.775. Shooters out as he passes the 3 at 200.599.
It was a mess. I couldn't get on it early. I short shifted it to try and make it hook up, but it's just doing this the whole way.
Since our last run, the engine has developed a pretty good misfire. Bad enough that we're pulling valve covers, and now we're going through the ignition system.
That ignition box had been in the car for 6 years or more, so it's not surprising it finally died. The new ignition system seemed to fix the misfire. We had one more run left of the day.
Out at 191.658, exit speed of 199.840.
That is a lot like a racetrack, except more like a sandbox. There is no traction to be had whatsoever. Hopefully we'll be able to hit our number tomorrow, because we did not today. Best we could run is 200 even when we needed to go 207 to qualify for that record.
We didn't want to drive around the ramp truck on the salt because the salt will destroy this thing. It'll rust immediately. So we've been borrowing our neighbor's truck for the past 2 days. We're in a pretty good time crunch right now, so we can't really wait around to borrow somebody's truck. So we're making a push bar for the front of our truck out of an old tire and some plywood and some ratchet straps. So now we're one step closer to being self-sufficient.
This is one of the few types of racing where making your car heavier can be better. We're looking for traction, and so we managed to mooch 300 pounds of lead from our buddy Lee Cecilio. I am affixing it to the car here. Some things have changed since yesterday. One, we're no longer running on course number 1 because the traction there was so hideously bad that we just weren't getting anywhere, and a lot of racers agreed with that, so we're on course 2. Second thing is we found that there's another racer in our same class who has qualified for this record this morning at 225 miles an hour. Not too big of a deal. Here's how the records work at Bonneville. You run a qualifying pass right now that exceeds the existing record, and in the morning you run a backup pass. The average of those 2 passes needs to exceed the existing record. So even if we run slower than the 225 that the other guy ran, we still have potential to beat that record in the morning. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go out here and lay down a number right now.
This is car 462 over on course 2.
So while racing, this is the David Freeberger, Tanya and Keith Kirk machine.
Car 462 has gone through 2 at 184.4. 3/4 at 200.3. 206.593 by 3. $217,640 mile 4.
I think that did it! Almost 8,000 RPM! I don't understand how it can be that wide open for that long and only go that fast. The tach said I was almost at 8,000 RPM, which should have been 250 45 miles an hour, 250.
Tires slip?
It's gotta be. Finally, we had to get into a little bit of strategy because we'd qualified for this record at 217 miles an hour, but the Trans Am had also run that morning and gone 8 miles an hour faster than us.
That thing doesn't even have an air dam on it. It's weird.
Oh, stock hood too, huh?
Right now we're in impound so that if we do choose to, we can stay in here and run for the record in the morning, but we're gonna work on the car a little bit and see if we can find something we don't like about it where we know we can go faster, and if that's the case, we're gonna run back out and make another pass today. If you leave impound without backing up your run, then you've thrown away that record attempt.
We made 2 changes. Gear in the back of the car, new blower pulley up front, but our blower pulley and our belt's not quite fitting together, and we're trying to jam this thing together and get to the starting line real quick.
By the time we had sorted out what we wanted to do to the car mechanically, we'd spent enough time in impound that we weren't going to get another run, and we decided to just stick it out and try and make our record return run the next morning. Every morning at the Bonneville Salt Flats, the first thing that happens is record return runs. All of the cars that qualified for a record the previous day line up and parade out to the starting line and get their very first chance at running down the track in the morning. It's 7 a.m., sun just peeking over the horizon, and this is going to be our best opportunity all week to put down a good number in this class because they moved the track last night, so we have fresh salt, we've put more boost in the car, we have less gear. Cross your fingers.
Car 462 now underway on course 1. Current temperature is 82 degrees outside. The humidity is relatively high here at 24% this morning. Came through 2 at 170, 649. Through the quarter at 188, 417. 190,924. By 4, shoots out, 185, 677.
Motor's history. The bottom line is we stepped up the boost on this thing, I leaned it out, and it blew up. I should have smelled the oil. I should have felt the power going away. It was just all over.
It would be easy to be depressed about what happened. All that hard work, all that money going into a car, and then we don't get a record. But let's be honest here. David just went 217 miles an hour in a super old Camaro with an engine that we built in 3 days.
One year, we set 5 records in 5 days in 5 different classes. I have never left Speed Week without setting a record. That is until now. But you know what? I blame Roadkill. On this episode of Roadkill, 0 fail. We built this garbage and drove it 2,500 miles to Power Tour.
We suck less this time.
Little bit less.
There's always next time.
Last time on Roadkill, you saw us working on this car, our 55 Chevy Gasser with 530 cubic inches and 700 horsepower worth of Mopar Hemi in it. It's also got an American powertrain 6-speed and 543 axle gears. But that is not going to stop us from hitting the road because we wrapped it up just in time to hit the highway 2-lane blacktop style.
Well, car has a new name and a new home because we got kicked out of the hot rod garage when they decided to kill the power last night at about 8. And we're leaving this morning with still a bunch of work left to do. We've got to finish the harness bar, figure out why the clutch is leaking, and I think bolt in a seat for Freiberger because he kind of wants to drive on this trip. And where are we going?
North Carolina. Charlotte.
Yeah, it's 2,500 miles from here, I think, and we have 5.5 days to get there. No problem. I have complete faith in this automobile.
We hit Finnecan's shop at 6 a.m., hoping to get on the road by around noon, but that didn't work out. It turned into a full 12-hour thrash.
This is all that sits between my spine and that back brace for the next 2,500 miles.
Iron Man.
I haven't been further than around the block in my 55, and now I'm driving to North Carolina.
No problem. Except for that.
That's not good.
Seat feels better to me.
Oh God, it's so much stiffer now. There's a brace in there.
Yeah, but that's good. I thought it was gonna break when I was driving it.
You only like it because you have the back of a 103-year-old man.
Yeah.
Me, this is a little harsh for. It's a little rough.
Little stiff. Well, it made it around the block, so I figure we're good for 2,500 miles. Hit it.
We won't even need an oil change.
We might. This thing would be nothing without the stick. It's Monday now. We hit the road last night figuring we were going to go about 500 miles and we made it like 150. So we got a crank. Sits too high in the front. We need to pull a leaf out of the front and crank up the coils in the back.
I agree. But not now.
Not now.
Let's go. Buckle up with your new seatbelts.
Sweet!
I love this job.
We woke up on day 2 in Barstow, California, and at this point we still had 2,450 miles to go and only 5 days to get there, which meant more miles per day. But this is Roadkill, and you knew stuff was going to slow us down, and the first thing was really stupid. We were cruising along the highway, and it started to like surge really quickly, and then it like backfired. I thought we were running out of gas, but it doesn't seem to be, so we're looking at the tune-up.
This says everything's fine, but we have no gas gauge nor speedometer. You know, either one of those things would be useful right now because we don't know how far we've driven, nor do we know what gas is in the tank.
We do know volts, oil, and temp,
which is better than normal. So I say,
we're living large. Let's go.
Be fine.
Ready?
Yep.
That was probably me.
That was you.
Okay, so we are in fact out of gas. 113 miles, video guy says. How big's this tank?
16.
7 miles per gallon.
You were going allegedly 95 to 100-ish at certain points of that.
Yep.
Up a mountain, so. Okay. The Hemi and the Chevy wasn't such a great idea after all.
This is gonna be expensive.
Oh boy.
Let's just start running the 87. Here's a question, will 5 gallons get us 17 miles to Seligman, Arizona?
Times 7. Yeah, if we're still getting 7 miles to the gallon, that gets us there.
Okay.
I feel like an orange Challenger. I think all of the Challengers are orange. You ever notice that?
Quite a few. Okay, you wanna drive?
Sure.
17 miles to Seligman?
I'll eat, get a food coma, and make you drive again?
Yeah. After running out of gas, it looked like we were going to be home free. The car was working surprisingly well for something that we had thrown together and driven around the block before we hit the road. But then, it started to bite us. Okay. This threaded little doohickey right here goes in the middle of the clutch rod to adjust the overall length of it. And it was out at the end of its adjustment and obviously backed off a little bit and came apart. See how the thread's gacked?
Oh, it came out?
It came out, right. Because it's missing a lock nut. So we need to ungack that and then it'll thread right back together, and it would be great if I could find a lock nut for it. I'm trying to carve out pieces of metal that are in my way from threading it back on. We didn't fully fix the clutch at the side of the road, so it was still hanging up by the time we hit Flagstaff, Arizona, but we met a fan there who worked at a Chevy dealership and was gonna hook us up.
It appears Home Depot doesn't believe in having fine thread bolts, taps, or all thread. So we're gonna have to fix what we have. And Henry works at this Chevy dealership and was kind enough to bring us inside his house, let us borrow his tools, which is like borrowing somebody's woman. This is kind of a big deal. Right, you can see the metal coming out of it as it cleans up the threads. Here we go, good as new.
There's never been a 55 Chevy with a Hemi in it in a dealership in Arizona while fixing clutch linkage before.
Never.
Ever.
First ever, setting records.
This guy Henry was totally cool, and the least we could do is just run him around the block in the 55.
Kind of surreal, honestly.
But why's that?
It's surreal. I kind of like have to smack myself to realize I'm actually in the car with David Freiberger driving the Blasphemy around town I'm living in.
The other thing that Henry pointed out to us was that one of the places where they had shot the two-lane blacktop movie was just up the road, Mary's Cafe, where they shot that scene where the guys pick up the girl, and all of a sudden it dawned on us, without even planning it, our whole road trip was following about the same route as the guys in the two-lane blacktop movie. We had to pull over because there was so much smoke in the cabin. It was just brutal, and it seemed like the regular Roadkill exhaust leak, but we can't find that. But the transmission is just puking everywhere, and we can't figure out why or where.
No, let's just hit the road.
By the end of the day, the 55 was running good, and we were feeling good, and we made it all the way into Gallup, New Mexico.
Got about 4 hours of sleep in a seedy motel in Gallup, New Mexico. And we got, I don't know, about 650 miles we need to go today.
One thing we've been battling the whole time on this trip is that the clutch pedal feels funky. And I got it so that it was really good, but then the adjuster screwed itself out and it fell apart yesterday. And ever since then, we haven't been able to get the clutch pedal to feel right. So I put in some more adjustment today. Right now we're bleeding it just because who knows. And now I'm checking the master cylinder to make sure that I'm not bleeding it dry, which I'm not. So we're gonna give this another shot. Okay, pump her up.
1, 2, 3, holding.
Hey, that had air.
Yeah, it went all the way to the floor when I was holding it. I think it's better. It still has that little kink in it, but I think it's better.
This slot is all the way down. That is not coming out, and there's no way to get a wrench on that. And the other side, it's rammed up against the firewall.
Better.
Move it more.
Yeah, go just a hair more because it's got a little bit of rub still.
So it is bottoming on that, or not bottoming on the piston, but rubbing the underside of the piston.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Okay, let's stop somewhere and get fluid.
Okay.
Because it's now pretty low. Day 3 turned out to be pretty much the cruise we were hoping for. Virtually nothing went wrong with the car, and we spent the day with the laptop open just tuning on our fast EFI. We ultimately got 17 miles per gallon out of that big Hemi.
Ooh, it is Africa hot. It's about 100 degrees out. Car's running at about 215 degrees, and all of a sudden it just turned off. Not sure why, so we coasted for a little while and turned it back on and fired right back up, so I don't know. We'll keep going, I guess. probably recognize these guys from their hugely popular TV show Street Outlaws, and we came by their shop to hang out with Big Chief and Murder Nova.
Damn. Hope you don't mind if we're using your shade. How's it going?
What's going on, man? How are you?
The usual.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
Not bad. It's been running hard.
That's a sweet ass steering wheel.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best parts of the whole thing.
It looks like Ray Charles welded the headers with his feet.
We could comment on that.
So the engine had 2 miles on it, was completely untuned, and you hit the highway.
Yeah.
That's, dude, God, I want to do that so
it had
badass.
a little bit of a tune in it.
How are the fumes in the car? Are they good?
A little bit of fumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there?
It's what keeps us going. Without a little bit of carbon monoxide.
The fumes keep you awake, really.
I love it. I don't think you're allowed to weld that bar together, are you?
Not technically.
Yeah, there was going to be some foam over that.
Hey, sometimes, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, put your pad over it.
There was going to be some foam over that.
Sometimes you need 4 foot, you only got 2 teeth. Yep. When you were thinking this thing up, were you thinking about how cool it was?
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted the 2-lane blacktop car, and it was his idea to put the Hemi in.
Yeah, I'd wanted to do the Hemi in it for a long time.
I think so you've driven it halfway across the country already. If there's anything that you could change about the car up to this point,
Seats.
besides the passenger, what would it be?
Passenger's a given, let's be honest. I don't know. Nothing really.
I mean, if you had to do it all over, you'd do everything exactly the same?
I'm happy with it.
Really?
That's
awesome.
Cool. Dents and all, I'm cool with it.
What do the people on the highway think when they pass by? Or when
chicks
you pass
just throw themselves at us. It's ridiculous.
I've never done a burnout in a stick shift 55 with a Hemi and fuel injection.
No one but us has. You can't get a whole lot done when you're just standing around laughing with your buddies, so the time came that we had to get a whole bunch of just little stuff done on the car. Hate that. That's the worst. I thought if it was wallered out, that means it's like worn out to an oval.
Well, wallered out is bigger than it should be.
Okay.
That
so if
needs
somebody
a little
says
bit
your
of
girlfriend's all
walling
wallered out, that's
yeah,
bad
that's
deal?
probably not good. You might around here you might actually get into a fight.
Okay.
Sidecar.
Hogatoad's coming off the edge. It doesn't hold. Oh!
It fits now.
Going all out.
This is a really great bit you got there.
Can anybody fiberglass?
Holy.
Nailed it.
Okay, mine's got that
one. You can throw it at that one over there.
Yeah.
We're an inch off. Oh.
How about now?
Hang on. One more? Ah, that's it.
It's folding the hood up.
Okay, that won't go anywhere.
It's way more cooler now that I've sat in it.
Yeah?
Because you get a feeling looking inside.
It's 2-lane blacktop.
And not just that, but you get a feeling of the road. Like, you know what I mean? There's little things done to the car for a road trip that's not done to most of the race cars I sit in. You know what I mean? Like there's a cell phone holder.
And the cup holder.
And the cup holder.
And the cell phone charger.
And then the glove box open with, you know, what used to be your money in it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. I'm digging on it.
Cool.
Thank you.
You gonna have to make one?
We're gonna have to make one.
At the end of the day, Big Chief was pretty much scared to drive the 55 because he knew he would break it. And so Finnecan hopped in with Sean and gave him a quick ride.
So the cops really don't hassle you around here or what? It's amazing.
Thing is badass.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Hey, thank
Good time. Thanks for helping, for hanging out. It was awesome. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
I can't believe they let us ruin their shop all day.
It's Thursday morning now, and we're in Little Rock, Arkansas. Today it's an 8-hour jaunt over to Atlanta, and we're going to stop at Comp Cams along the way. And other than that, we don't really have a plan. Finnegan's on the phone with Meffy Bob trying to sort out some of our fuel injection issues and figure out timing at cruise so we can get even a little bit better gas mileage than the 17 that we've already hit.
Yeah, when you let the clutch out, it didn't like it shattered at all.
Yeah.
It's surging a little bit right here though, huh? Okay, hold on, let me fatten it up a little.
Totally fixed. Amazing.
Awesome.
That is cool. We're just pulled over now in Arkansas because we had a little bit of oil mist on one of the GoPros on the back of the car, but we don't think it's any big deal. It's kind of normal stuff. We were on it pretty hard out on the highway. It might have just fogged a little out the breather or exhaust or something. It was also only doing that when we were driving about 140, so I'll just sort of lay off the 140 from now on.
The back of the car is ice skating right now.
Told you, 10 miles an hour.
I think those two teeny tiny grooves and those slicks are the only thing saving us right now.
Hi there, I'm driving in the rain on drag slicks right now and I'm looking for some new rear tires. I'm wondering if you have something like a 275 60-15. Do you have any 15-inch tires at all?
That wasn't boring. Wow. I've heard of guys only being able to go like 8 to 10 miles an hour on drag slicks in the rain. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we just went 35. So still alive, still in one piece, still making progress.
Right outside of Memphis, it started to rain really badly. And in case you hadn't noticed, we're driving this thing on drag slicks. And that meant we were not going to be able to stop at comp cams and visit our buddies there in Memphis. We had to keep on the road and just make time. I'm in trouble because I already have like the sense of victory. Because we're here in Atlanta, which is only 4 hours from Charlotte, where I need to be tonight, which probably means I won't get fired for missing this event I'm required to attend.
Home stretch.
But right now, it's 10:15. We agreed we were going to be wheels up at 10 o'clock. We're going over to Rutledge Wood's house, and he's going to throw us out by at least noon, I'm guessing earlier. And then we're going to hit the road and hope that we make it.
We're huge Top Gear fans. So if we're going through Atlanta, we've got to stop by Rutledge Wood's house.
Sure. Yep, that'd be it. Oh, look at that. It drove that from LA. Yeah. That thing is so awesome.
Sorry to stink up your town.
It's so much more ridiculous than I thought. I'm so impressed at the sheer size of your nuts. You've seen Top Gear. Like, we do some pretty dumb stuff. This is much dumber than the things that we do.
I don't know, dude. Can I see the van?
Oh, please, yeah.
I've never actually...
Yeah.
I saw it at SEMA, but I've never...
I wanted like the hot rod family hauler that could still pull a trailer. So it's on a 99 2500 frame that we shortened.
That's a big project.
It's a big project because you kind of don't know. Now it's got cats on there, and it comes out both sides.
It's got really nice sheet metal work.
Yeah, this is
bead rolling.
This is Lucra out of San Diego, and so they built the dash for me, did the engine cover.
Wow. That's really
but it's got vintage air. It's got a GPS speedo because I learned that lesson too. I made it to Bristol, Tennessee in like 4.5 hours, and apparently it's like a 6-hour trip.
What's the name?
Oh yeah.
Is it a small block or a big block?
Small block. It's the
6-liter.
yeah, it's a 6.2 LS3, 525 horse. You kids want to go for a ride?
Yeah, spin it around. Rutledge's van is an all-aluminum bodied 49 Chevy Curbmaster. Not exactly your mainstream hot rod, but a lot of fun. Mint!
You know that part at the end of the show, we were always like, hey, who makes a show? These guys. Yeah, you look good.
Wasn't me.
You got it.
Hey,
You look sharp out there.
Thank you.
You
look good
sweaty?
too. A little bit.
Hey, if you guys could just do, like when you're on the road, just more of these like dramatic, like,
Oh yeah.
do these
Yeah, we don't
shots.
get much of that.
Because my nostrils aren't big enough.
Dude, look at that sun. Gosh, you look good.
Here, you got to do the reality show pose too, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, stand awkwardly close and look like that. Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
You and your throne of judgment. Your Hemi-powered 55.
Hey, good looking beard, huh?
Look, wait.
Don't get 'em
Spontaneous
intertwined.
combustion if they touch,
You gotta
dude.
go.
We're gonna
We'll start
Velcro
a
together.
fire.
Hey, thanks for watching Roadkill. We'll see you next time. We're gonna do some silly stuff. You're gonna love it. Shenanigans.
Oh, you said it.
Hey,
Now
hold
we
this.
gotta get
Hold
you
this.
back.
I forgot that one thing to say.
What's that?
Is it on? Yeah, if you really like car shows and reality shows, this is actually the only one in existence. This show is it. If you're looking for a reality show and car show, there is only one.
You are gonna get fired.
And it's Roadkill. Oh, Top Gear's awesome. It's just, I love it. I'm just saying, like, this is real stuff. I do this for like 7 hours and I'll be like, I'll be at the hotel.
Rutledge loves us, Mother Nature hates us. As soon as we hit the road, bam, more rain. Oh, perfect. All right, guess I'm getting fired for not getting there on time.
Yeah, well, we didn't want this trip to be too easy, right? So we called up Mother Nature and asked her to just drop a deuce right here in Atlanta for us. Now we got drama. What are we, 5 hours from the end of this trip, and now it's dangerous.
Very. As much as it blows, I think I'm officially calling it.
Oh, you have to.
I know.
You can't sit here.
I really wanted to go all the way.
If you're late for that men's fragrance sampling party you're going to tonight, you'll never live it down.
It's all over. I know it. Be safe.
Yep.
All right.
See you later.
I'm gonna hop in over here with Painless Derek, who's been following us in the Cadillac. He's the sponsor of the big party at Power Tour tomorrow. He was just doing this with us to hang out and be cool, but it's a good thing, because now he's gonna go save my bacon.
Oh, good, a traffic jam. I've never been so happy to see slow cars in my entire life. Woohoo! Yeah, everybody's got to slow down. I just got passed by a horse trailer. That's all right. We're moving.
It was a big letdown for me not to be able to ride all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina with Finnecan in the 55. But you know what? That moment when he finally made it and rolled in, completely road weary and terrified from the rain, and the fans just crowded around the car, he and I grabbed a Corona, gave each other a toast, and it was like, man, we did it.
We got up this morning, pushed the start button, it didn't want to start, plugged the laptop in, and the tune-up that we parked it with last night is gone. We arrived with Alpha N in the box and woke up this morning and Speed Density was in the box. I'm at a loss there, so we've eliminated the files we were tuning with over the last 2 days and went back to the file we had in there when we started this trip, which gave us 17 miles to the gallon, but is not tuned for wide open throttle. That's part of the problem with this thing is the injector offset.
Yeah.
It's too wide of a window. It
needs voltage. Yeah, see, it's going down.
How did it work last night? All right, let's just get to the event, because this isn't going to run very far. We knew things had been going too easy on this trip, so of course the roadkill curse bit us at the least opportune moment.
2,500 miles, and here we are.
Ready?
Way too low. The battery no likey. It doesn't have enough voltage to trigger the ECM.
Just hook it up, that's it? I don't think so. Okay.
All right, lifesaver. That could be helpful, yeah. This trip was amazing. First, we built a ludicrous car, a Hemi and a 55 Chevy Gasser. And then, after just driving it around the block once, we hit the road for 2,600 miles, and in the big picture, really didn't have that many problems. And we survived on rain, on slicks, and we hung out with a bunch of really cool people, but the capper was the fans that we met along the way. We had been letting them follow us on a live GPS map online, and everywhere we went, they came out to see us at gas stations and waving at the side of the road, and it was just awesome to meet people and hear their gearhead stories. And it really came to a head at this party at Power Tour, where we were just thronged with a bunch of people who watched Roadkill, and meeting the little kids who were inspired by it. The whole thing was truly humbling. We know that there's a lot of views on YouTube, but to just be able to talk to people and find out how the show affects their lives, man, it makes it all worthwhile, and in all, made this the best Roadkill trip ever. This time on Roadkill, Subaru was foolhardy enough to challenge us, their legacy, against our garbage.
It doesn't even have a turbo.
This time on Roadkill, we go legit because Subaru of America watched an episode of ours and said, you know what? We can beat these guys in any of their pieces of junk. And so Subaru has set up 3 distinct competitions for us, and they're going to let us pick whatever car we want to go head to head with them. Our first challenge brought us to Bakersfield, California at the fairgrounds, and this was the first time we had ever seen the Subaru Legacy. We expected Subaru to bring out a WRX, but nope. This is the base model. They were like,
you guys suck so bad, we're not even gonna bring out the big guns?
Right.
Dude, it's an automatic.
Wow, this is weird. It's a boxer motor, you know, it's a posed 4-cylinder.
That looks like that's gonna make smoothies for me.
This one's a 4-banger, but the key is it's got that symmetrical all-wheel drive, and they are convinced that they can smoke us in the dirt. I think that's what they're counting on to beat us, because it ain't the 175 horsepower.
This feels like day one of high school auto shop. I don't even know what I'm looking at there. It's got paddle shifters, cameras in the front and the back, an electric parking brakes, all stuff I don't quite understand. Ooh, sunroof.
The first thing that we're gonna do is just get some kind of a feel for the Legacy because we've never driven it before and we don't know exactly what's gonna happen in the dirt. It starts to push.
Oh, you go, yeah.
Way wide. We might win this.
But is a big wide turn at speed faster than carrying very little speed in and out of a donut?
Who knows? What's your take right now?
I think this makes wide turns and whoops our asses.
Well,
which is why I'm hoping you did a bunch of cool stuff to this when I was gone.
We selected the Ranchero as our ringer for the first race. We bought the Ranchero 3 years ago for cheap because we wanted to drive to Alaska for an ice race. We failed to get there the first time, but in 2013, we made it all the way from Los Angeles to Big Lake, Alaska, and indeed slid sideways around a frozen racetrack.
We brought in some help with some other guys from the shop, and the first thing we had to do was change the engine. We had overheated the old one so many times it was just junk. We drove this thing to Alaska, and I don't know at what point it got dropped to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh my God, there's stuff growing on it.
Oh, I know, it's literally got mold on it.
Dude, it's like the SS Minnow under here.
Oh, it's bad. We ended up having to put in this really weak little 302 just because it was the engine that we could get our hands on most quickly. It's 10-to-1 compression, it's got Edelbrock Easy Street heads on it, it's a regular carbureted deal. It's actually a pretty decent motor. It makes something like 330 or 350 horsepower, we're not sure. It's backed up by a Gearstar C4 and an 8-inch rear end that has two 78-to-1 gears. But the huge problem with the Ranchero is that the suspension was junk.
She's actually been lowered. Just the front. The back is still jacked up.
Yeah.
But it's got coilovers on the front now. Alston Chassis Works, brand new set of coilovers with maybe the right spring rate, maybe not.
Maybe not.
And zero adjustment. We just put them in the car and left.
And that's it?
Yeah, roadkill.
It'll work. I wonder if they realize that they paid for hop-ups on a bunch of clapped out old American junk.
Well, and think about it. This car was never going to get used again. It was just going to sit.
Right.
Now it's got a new engine. Thank you, Subaru.
I wonder if Subaru has ever bought a small block Ford before.
Probably
I'm
not.
guessing not.
Probably not.
We'd been thinking about this whole thing as Subaru versus Roadkill until we realized, you know what? There needed to be higher stakes. This can also be Freiberger versus Finnecan.
What are the stakes? Like, what happens if we fail?
Subaru wins? I don't know. That's a good point. They challenged us, but where's our incentive, really?
I got it.
What?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Let's have another competition. You and me.
So, we decided to have a little manscaping competition. Whoever won the most races would get to remove some body hair from the other guy. Freiberger would lose what's left of his dome fuzz, and I would actually lose my beard.
Wait, what's the deal then? So we each race both cars and we time it, and whoever's fastest gets to pick the other guy going full Brazilian, or what?
Our manlyhood was on the line. Our hair was on the line. My wife hadn't seen my chin in over a decade, so pretty much my marriage was on the line if I lost.
Wow, that's gonna be really bad.
No good can come from this.
Great. I guess I need to go practice some barrel racing. What do you want to go in first?
It doesn't matter. Either way, you're losing half the hair on your head. Oh, wait. Turn on the fan. Still have to start it from the outside of the car. It's been 2 years.
Roadkill.
After a few practice laps in both cars,
This should be violent.
I was feeling pretty good about this.
I predict in a few moments you won't even see the Ranchero because of all the dirt in the air.
Very crunchy. This is ugly. We should just shave his head right now. He's not winning. This isn't really practicing. This is just filling the car up with dirt for the next time I have to be inside of it.
Wow, am I losing this one?
Oh, that was perfect.
I cannot deal with the steering.
Don't change a thing. You're doing amazing.
We can throw the Ranchero around the barrels, what seems like the quick way to get around them. The Legacy, it made big, wide, sweeping turns. It really didn't seem like that thing was going to be fast.
So we've got to figure out what is the fastest way to get this done. And he's going to have his technique and I'm going to have mine. Traction stability off.
What he's done is he's figured out how to turn off all the computer interference in the Subaru. Let's see if it works. No, won't slide. Will not slide.
Even Google couldn't help us defeat the electronic wizardry in the Legacy. We couldn't slide the car around the barrels. Confidence was high.
All right, practice is over. Didn't do us much good. Now we go to the big time. We were in a bigger rodeo arena, and this thing was going to be a barrel race. Basically, two big figure eights in the dirt without hitting anything.
With some nutty obstacles thrown in around the perimeter to make it interesting.
And it's going to be a straight-up timed competition between the Subaru and the Ranchero and between Freiberger and Finnecan. Oh, hot. How's that air conditioning treating you?
That doesn't suck. That's for sure. Is that Pam and Tommy Lee?
It's pretty disturbing. Hot dogs.
What is that?
We had all these obstacles set up, and the goal was not to hit them while we were racing, but I think you know as well as I, these things are not going to survive the day.
We didn't want to trash the course right away. We decided the Legacy was probably the safest car to go racing in, so it was up first.
All right, Don't embarrass yourself. 3, 2, 1.
Go, go, go.
As soon as I tried to transfer weight from the rear of the car to the front tires to rotate it around the corner, the fun police kicked in and stopped me. The downside is that the car wouldn't slide. The upside is that it was impossible to crash this thing into the obstacles, and was probably the best way to navigate the course.
Come on, go, 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 go.
56, 57. You didn't hit anything. We might have to solve that here pretty quickly.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Go!
It's not an aggressive takeoff.
We ended up turning off the traction control, trying to pitch the car sideways a little bit, but the stability control doesn't turn off, and it was just gonna dig in and take us around those barrels.
Oh, going way wide. Oh, does that count? He brushed the pool.
Really, the only complaint is that if you put in too much steering angle, the thing would understeer, but aside from that, it was just grip and go.
A lot of pushing, real aggressive here. Going way outside. All right, what was my time?
I think you should reveal my time first.
I don't want you to cheat.
I'm showing yours to camera right now. I can't cheat.
55.50.
And I still beat you because you ran 56.57.
All right, let's get the ranchero.
Good call. Finnegan, I will say the driving gloves are a stylish touch.
Looking for any advantage I can get.
3, 2, 1. Oh, this could be good. Stop, 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 watch out, go, 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 go. Oh, you're hitting stuff, go, go.
You were yelling at me, so I stopped. What are you doing?
Making sure your time's really slow?
Yeah, I think we're starting over.
He's irritable. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's slippery out there. Oh, this could be good. Oh, he's dragging some gator.
All right, I admit I did that on purpose. I have no idea how many laps I've even done.
I don't even know how to score that.
Yeah! I'll admit that once I lost control and ran over all the beer, I just didn't care after that part.
You got to entertain yourself, now it's my turn.
Climb on in, have fun. This is the best day at a rodeo ever.
Finnegan had a little bit too much fun on his first run. He also got a flat tire. Lucky for us, we brought out a set of spares, and they were the leftovers from our Alaska trip, which means a set of all-terrains that were studded for the snow. All of a sudden, we've got a huge advantage.
The irony of buying ice tires for Alaska and never using them and then bolting them onto the Ranchero in Bakersfield to drive on dirt, totally not lost on us.
The Subaru went 55-50 with you behind the wheel around this same course. You need to beat that.
To retain your integrity, your pride, the, joie de vivre of this show.
Joie de vivre? I make no promises.
3, 2, 1. I feel good about this. Oh, that was close. There we go. It looks like it hooks pretty good. There we go. Yeah. That looks good. I'm gonna ignore the tire that just flew out of there. That's no real penalty. There we go. He has figured out the track now and the car. Come on. Go. We're winning.
Wow, that was a lot of tank slappers.
Are you ready for this?
55.25 seconds. That is 0.25 quicker than the car with ABS, traction control,
Bluetooth, what satellite, everything.
The key, barefoot.
I lost to Freiberger in the Legacy, spun out the Ranchero, and pretty much the only thing left for me to do was vent my frustration at losing by running over everything left in the arena.
So in the end, Roadkill pulled off a victory. If you count iPhone timing in the middle of a rodeo arena having a whole bunch of fun, a victory. And you know what? We cheated because those studded all-terrains on the Ranchero really hooked up. That thing was fun. For the next challenge, we headed up to Snoqualmie, Washington to Dirtfish Rally School. Dirtfish is located on an old Weyerhaeuser lumber mill property, and they also have a fleet of Subaru WRXs and BRZs.
On a mixture of asphalt and gravel roads, Dirtfish might as well be Subaru's backyard.
We're going to learn how to drive rally, and then we're going to do timed shootouts between the Legacy and our 440 powered Mopar.
The General Mayhem.
This is going to be really good. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yep.
I didn't expect the surface to be this like gravelly and loose.
Yeah, we probably have the wrong tires for this deal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's gonna be fun losing though.
Double your pleasure. Double your fun.
Why do we have 2 now?
I don't know. I guess they figured that when we wrap one around a tree, there better be a spare here.
Oh. There's an R. And there's dual exhaust.
Oh, dude.
V6.
No, flat 6.
Oh, that's right. We're not winning in this.
Oh, there's no chance. I can tell from the entrance road that we're losing this deal, so we might as well drive fast while losing.
All right. I like blue.
All of a sudden, there's 2 Subarus here. This one is a 3.6 model. It's got 256 horsepower, unlike the other one that we were racing that is 175. So we're going to race that car. And we were going to be racing it with the General Mayhem Charger. General Mayhem is a 68 Dodge Charger that we got as a bare shell. And in episode 23, we put the thing together using some parts out of our old Beater 73 Fury and an engine out of this ludicrous Class A motorhome. First, we're going to hang out with Nate from the rally school here, who's going to show us the track and show us some tips on how to deal with the all-wheel drive. Has anybody come seriously out here with a 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive deal and tried to race?
Seriously?
Yeah.
No.
So we're really going to look like idiots here.
Well, you know, something probably 1,000 pounds lighter than that would probably be good.
Nate here is one of the driving instructors at Dirtfish, and so we were going to hop in with him and learn the course and also pick up some tips on how to rally with all-wheel drive.
This course was epic. It had big sweeping turns for drifting, a slalom section, a water crossing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty much every great aspect of a Dukes of Hazzard chase scene.
That's weird, it's letting it rotate a little.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
It seemed like a natural setting for the all-wheel drive Legacy and rear-wheel drive Charger to race in, even if the Charger was at a disadvantage.
We're losing by 10 seconds or more.
More than that.
I need to drive it.
Yeah, totally.
Well, we took a test lap.
Yeah.
in the, 6-cylinder powered Legacy here, which is way more fun than the 4-banger. This car, Nate was actually able to get it to rotate around corners, for a little bit until the computer said hell no. But this thing is fast, and it is going to wipe the floor with the Charger. Like, this won't even be close.
You know how if you had boobs, you'd never leave the house? If I had this, I'd never leave the property. The guys at Dirtfish really wanted to pull the traction control fuse out of the Legacy, but we thought, no, we need to race it as delivered. And that was really a learning curve, because we had to figure out how to slide the car as much as we could using the stability control. But I thought there was a chance that was going to slow it down around the track and give us the edge.
That's a forest over there. Don't know if you noticed. Oh, this car's so much fun.
The all-wheel drive was amazing because you could get to the apex of a turn and just stand on it and it would pull you through.
There are bushes on the outside, just to let you know that.
But the stability control would only let you slide so much before it started taking power out and applying the ABS to straighten the car up.
Oh, camera guy, look out!
What'd you say?
Off gas.
Oh, yeah. I was totally off. I've got it on the wood and it just doesn't go.
No matter how hot I entered a corner, the car wouldn't respond to throttle input until it was squared up and the tires were gripping on the exit.
Oh, come on. Go, go, go.
Stay inside on it. Stay inside.
God, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's fun and frustrating at the same time because I can't drive, but I'm having a lot of fun. Wow, that's good. Basically, you can't really go wrong because the car protects you from everything.
It's hard to really screw up in this car.
You seemed like you knew what you were doing.
Ah, that was the car.
But you stand on it because the car doesn't accelerate. It accelerates at its own rate.
Yep.
I've done a lot of blasting around dirt roads before, but I've never done rally racing, and so this was kind of new to me. There's a little bit of a different line that you have to take, and with the all-wheel drive, wow, that's a big change in what you're used to from driving an old muscle car around.
As long as you don't kill us, this is going to be amazing.
I think it'll be amazing if I do kill us. Okay.
Okay, here we go now. All right, I got it.
Come on.
All right, remember, you're going to go left. 30 seconds in. Doesn't mean much, but there you go. Looking good. Okay, now we get to my favorite part of the course. Oh, camera guy, look out. Hi. Still alive, all right. Sweeping right turn.
Oh, we're dead.
Okay, here we go. Don't kill us. All right. Setting up right, left. Ooh, that was good. All right. Here's your favorite right.
Oh, come on.
Okay, ready, everybody? Now. 3 minutes, 18 seconds.
Okay. And we did that with the air conditioning on.
Yes, we did. All the body panels are intact.
That's a problem. That means I wasn't trying hard enough. I didn't break anything. Now, there we go. One second ahead of me right now. Oh, I was definitely faster than you right here. I might be a little out of control there. Fun.
Come on, shift.
Okay, 306, 308, you're gonna win. 310, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, 316.89.
Not getting shaved. Not getting shaved. you're all, yeah, 310. I'm like, I got this. And
I know, and
I'm
then
like,
you're just, go,
car.
After our first 2 runs in the Subaru, Finnecan tied up the overall challenge for the shaved head. Yep, he ran 3 minutes, 16.89 seconds, and I ran 3 minutes, 18.61 seconds. Next up, the General Mayhem.
The Charger received some pretty significant upgrades for Dirtfish. We got rid of some of the used motorhome parts we originally built the car with and hopped it up with some fresh hardware.
In the makeover, I decided to give it a little more power with an Edelbrock Performer RPM intake and a Holley carb, but the big problem was that the suspension on this car was a disaster. This is about the worst handling car of all time.
Handles really badly.
And I got to fix that here by completely overhauling the suspension. I put Hotchkiss control arms in the front, Hotchkiss shocks, it's got bigger torsion bars on it, and Adco sway bars at both ends.
Not only did the Charger corner, but now we had power steering attached to the bus driver steering wheel.
But this is Roadkill, so we had a problem. Melted the transhift cable.
Haven't even started racing yet. Yep. We've got a broken shifter cable, gas tank leaking, haven't even raced yet, car's already busted. And we think now that it's cooled off enough, we can actually move the shifter enough to get it into A gear, and we'll just leave it in A gear and race the track.
We're going with second gear, you know. It's a roll of dice, first, second, third. We're doing second. We've already raced the Subaru, and now we're gonna hop in, and Finnegan's going first in the Charger.
Still getting in. Still getting in. Like it. I like your confidence. All right, we've got 1 gear, an engine that came out of a motorhome. No shame.
Okay.
I'll try not to kill us.
Whoa! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Dude, this is good!
Oh my God.
Even if you hadn't looped it, I don't think we would have beat the Subaru, but that was epic.
This car is
full
great.
on epic. Ugh.
This car is great.
I don't think I can beat that. That's just way too good.
That was so much fun. I think I hit the brake pedal twice.
Okay, here's the key. Rally School 68 Chargers. I'm telling you, sell out every day. There's just no way that can be topped. That was so all hanging out, it's redonk. Man, that was fun. And look at it. Wow. That is proper.
That's the most fun I've ever had on Roadkill.
I'll shave my head, I don't care.
I lived out every Dukes of Hazzard fantasy I ever had as a child at Dirtfish.
We've had a lot of fun making Roadkill, but I gotta tell you, the lap with Finnegan driving, going around the course in the Charger was the best moment ever.
No BS. I drove as if Roscoe P. Coltrane was behind me.
Completely. That was the best passengering at work ever. When we crossed the finish line, Finnegan had timed out at 3 minutes, 37.05 seconds. And man, it felt fast. I thought I could probably beat that by being just a little bit more cautious. There goes the hat.
Oh, we're going fast now.
Good save.
Anything.
Go straight.
Thanks.
Go left. Go straight. Left-hander. 325. And stop. 330.56.
Oh, I win.
Oh, man. Damn. If I hadn't spun the thing out.
The hat flew off.
It's because you were going really fast.
Finnecan won in the Subaru, and he also won for style points in the Charger, but I won on time. But that's all that matters, because overall, it's now Freiberger 2, Finnecan 1. I might be keeping my hair, what's left of it. In the end, we found out that there is a reason why Subaru dominates in rally, and why they even use them at the school here at Dirtfish. Because that all-wheel drive is virtually impossible to beat. And with the traction control and everything, essentially anybody could hop in the Subaru and run just as quick as we did. But for fun and style, the Charger dominated. I'm going out in the woods in this thing again as soon as I possibly can. Man, that was fun. I still can't get over it.
Challenge number 3 was like Game 7 of the World Series. This is it. We've got to beat Subaru at its own game.
For the next challenge, it is the Urban Apocalypse Road Race. We found this crazy neighborhood at what used to be Georgia Air Force Base, and it is like 2 square miles of absolute, just bleak, abandoned ghost town. Creepy. And we're gonna road race it. That's right, this challenge is wheel to wheel with the Subaru against the Rotson.
Wow. It looks like there was a nuclear war here. This place is crazy. I need your help getting out of the car.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. All right, V6 versus flat 6. And Subaru didn't bring their turbo, but we did. The Rotson is our 1971 Datsun 240Z that is stuffed with a Chevy 4.3-liter V6. And what's funny about it is that we turbocharged it using a Ford Powerstroke diesel turbo.
The first thing we had to fix was the broken turbo. So we went straight to the man, Gale Banks of Gale Banks Engineering.
It looks like you've cornered the market on rust here.
Yes.
Yeah. The fact that you're making a diesel turbo work on this V6 is pretty cool.
He showed up with a brand new exhaust housing.
Something a little tighter to get this diesel turbo spun up quicker.
And had that thing running like a champ.
We had blown the engine up the last time you saw this thing on Roadkill. And so we had to completely rebuild it, stuff it back in the car, remount the turbo so that the oil would drain out of it well. And then we took it to the dyno where it made 320 horsepower and 400 pound-feet at the tires. We were ready for the Subaru challenge.
Yeah, $500 car.
Right.
What have I got to lose?
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And if all else fails, we'll just cheat and drive off-road, because who cares?
That's what we do.
Who cares?
We don't care. Perfect. We're going to race these two cars side by side through a bunch of backyards and crazy neighborhoods. And we figured that the one car we had that might give the Subaru a run for its money is the Datsun.
It does not handle good. The fuel line is held up with electrical tape. The alignment is jacked. Might not even finish the race. I don't care. I'm going to have fun.
Okay, not your Datsun.
My Datsun.
Okay, test run?
Yeah.
The first thing we did at the bombed out neighborhood is just hopped in the cars and made sure that we knew the course. The big deal this time is that it is not a time trial. We're gonna go wheel to wheel.
Let's see, where can I cheat? Here looks good.
This place is empty. It looks like the people were just swept away. It's the perfect place for Roadkill, the perfect place for this race, and the perfect place for the Rotson to show what it can do.
Oh, that hurt.
I hope I don't end up in the Rotson, because I have air conditioning and really comfortable suspension right now.
Oh, and my door's flying open, and he went the wrong way.
There's all kinds of shortcuts we could be taking through here. And I know he's thought of them already because he's Slim Shady.
I'm practicing my shortcuts now that he can't see me.
Oh wow, you know what? The Rotson may be in trouble. This is actually pretty fast.
Oh, the Datsun is way faster. But highly more likely to fall apart. That's bad. This thing might not make it.
It ain't winning.
It's real bad. So we both want the Subaru, right?
I don't want it, but it's gonna win.
The Datsun is kind of your pet.
I really love the Datsun, but I don't like losing. On the pavement, this is a rocket.
So Rochambeau?
You cheated this though.
All right, I'll turn around again.
Shiesty old man.
Don't care.
Losing your hair.
Ready? Best 2 out of 3?
Are you scared you can't win once?
Yeah. Ready?
All right.
2 out of 3?
Yeah. You lose.
Smashed. You lose.
What was this?
Paper.
That looked like you were gonna go scissors, but then you saw my rock.
What's this? Smash! Subaru!
I'll beat you anyway.
How's that beard feeling? Don't get used to it.
You're so old.
You have the big advantage being on the inside.
The only advantage I have is my willingness to force you off the road.
So, you ready to do this?
Let's go.
And in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, he passes me.
Whoa, coming in hot. A lot of drifting.
Oh no! Oh, water on the ground. Let me just go ahead and put my wipers on. A jump! In the end, I blasted through our fence first in the Subaru, so Subaru wins, and more importantly, Freiberger wins. So what happened?
I believe smart people would say I lost.
I thought this thing was slow because it kept on, doing the traction control thing. It hauls on pavement.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
This is a fast car. You've scuffed it a little.
I
here,
might have
sir.
scuffed it on the fence. So here's the thing, clear and epic victory on the part of the Subaru, but I think really it's a fail on the Datsun's part more than anything.
The most impressive part about the Rotson is that it's still in one piece. I didn't expect it to win, but
I also didn't expect it to get this far either, so not bad.
After the official competition, I really wanted Finnecan to check out what the Subaru was like, and I wanted to haul in the Datsun, so we did just another fun run, and we agreed this one wasn't really going to count.
Go for it. I'll watch.
I'd already won. Me and the Datsun, him and the Subaru, and I have a feeling we're going to see same results. Subaru way out front.
3, 2, 1.
Go, car, go.
Wow, this thing's fast.
Uh-oh, I might have blown a tire.
Wow, this thing is fast. I cannot see at all. Oh! Yeah! Oh, that thing is fun. Wow! What happened to him? No, Subaru. Is he okay?
They see me rolling, they hating.
Looking good.
Hold on, I'll lean my seat back further. There we go.
Here he comes. Get it. Yeah!
I blew a tire in the first turn and ended up limping the Legacy all the way back to the finish line.
Never give up. Never.
Looks like I'm going to be losing most of the hair on my face and some of my dignity.
At this point, it's true. Subaru has won the Subaru Roadkill Challenge. We've run the 3 events that they asked us to do, and Subaru dominated at 2 of them, and probably should have beat us at the rodeo as well. But we just couldn't have that, and so we're going to throw in one more challenge, the Down and Dirty Drag Race.
As a bonus challenge, we decided to have a competition we're a little more familiar with, a drag race. So, we took what was left of Subaru's money and rented out a 15,000-foot airstrip that would have been the perfect place to find out just how fast the Datsun really is.
Now you're probably asking yourself, where's the Datsun? And I'm ashamed to admit this, but we blew it up again.
This is an exciting time here at Roadkill because this is the last day of our competition versus Subaru. And I'd be even more excited if it weren't for the fact that this engine just expired between the parking lot of the airport and the runway.
Yeah, this car, cursed. It was brutal yesterday, but that was its peak. Cursed.
We suck at this.
We kind of knew we were going to lose some stuff, and so we planned this in order to have a victory. And we thought the Datsun was going to win because it has a lot of power. But then we blew up the engine this morning when the fan belt blew off and nobody knew it. And so now it's down to the Charger and the Ranchero, defending our honor.
Oh, I'm gonna go work on a car that might actually run.
We also had some wrenching to do on the Charger because we hadn't replaced the shift cable since it came back from Washington, and so we were gonna do that right here, right now, and then go dominate.
It's only 90 in the desert today, which is refreshing. And if nothing else, I can look forward to having my face awkwardly shaved by an old man. So that'll be fun.
Finally, it was time to drag race. And this is no quarter mile, we're going 2,000 feet. So here's what we've got. The General Mayhem with a worn out old motorhome 440. The brand new Subaru 3.6R with its 256 horsepower. And the Ranchero with a fresh 302, and we really don't know what kind of power it's making, but we're guessing it beats the Subaru anyway. We got 2 V8s against 1 flat 6. This is going our way.
I'll admit, I have not researched the car one bit, so I don't even know where the speed limiter is on this, but we're gonna find it.
We've got Sean, who's our social media guy from work, driving the Ranchero, and we're gonna go heads up.
What are we betting now?
What?
Now what are we betting?
Oh,
You are
I see where you're going.
Not going by me.
You're trying to keep facial hair right now.
Whatever. Let's race. Let's just race.
Three, two, one.
This is for sure an unconventional episode of Roadkill. But I gotta admit, it's pretty cool that Subaru are fans of this show.
Obviously, we got big bucks to do some crazy stuff that we've never done before. We fixed up a bunch of our cars on Subaru's dime, which was awesome.
And I'd be totally down if they want a rematch, with a WRX, maybe an STI.
But at the end of the day, we are still Roadkill. We'll be heading back to the junkyard, back to the road trips, and back to the burnouts. I feel that was a highly scientific comparison of apples, oranges, and total pieces of junk.
Those are some good drugs you're on right there.
Chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại vào kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay, mình và các bạn cùng sẽ là câu chuyện Trời đất cá ví ơi, mặt trời đã bị đánh cắp phần 3 nhé. Mặt trời Corbett ngạc nhiên. Nhưng mặt trời ở trên tầng đấy thôi. Theo tớ sẽ dẫn các cậu lên chỗ. Các cậu tới chỗ đó. Chúng ta đang trong cối xay gió của anh em nhờ Motortrend, những người chuyên sản xuất giấy. Đống giấy gì mà nhiều thế nhỉ? Bellino nhiên hỏi. Để in vịt chứ. Để làm gì? Cấp. Chúng nối đôi nhau lẳng lặng đi qua phòng ngủ của anh em nhà Motortrend. Trời ơi, chán chưa này, Corbett thốt lên. Sở khóa mất rồi. Không phải lối lên không phải dối lên làm gì. Carmen vừa nói vừa kiểm tra hiện trường. Chúng ta sẽ vào qua lỗ cửa dành riêng cho mèo. Đây này, Corbett thốt lên. Tớ không phải nói dối các cậu nhé. Bellino, Carmen và Carmelito vội vàng đi về phía tù nhân. Ôi, mặt trời vẫn còn sống. Carmen reo lên. Nhìn xem, mặt trời mới hài lòng làm sao khi được gặp chúng ta. Can đảm thế nào, ông bạn à? Bellino nói với mặt trời. Chúng ta sẽ cứu ông thoát khỏi nanh vuốt của hai kẻ gớm ghiếc này. Bị mớ âm thanh ồn ào kéo ra khỏi giấc ngủ. Một trong hai người thốt lên. Joseph, con gà giò hồng đang ăn các phát minh của chúng ta. Một con gà giò hồng ấy à? Dĩ nhiên rồi. Anthony à, vào ngủ lại đi, mai sẽ là một ngày vất vả đấy. Quả cầu to đùng và êm như du bay thẳng lên bầu trời sau khi được thả. Được mặt trời kéo theo cả bọn gà cùng vịt và cứu rời khỏi trái đất. Mọi thứ chuyện chẳng có vẻ như vậy đâu. Nhưng đây là chuyến bay đầu tiên có sự góp mặt của sinh vật sống trong lịch sử nhân loại. Carmelito Bellino ngây ngất phát hiện ra rằng mấy chính là những con cừu khổng lồ. Về phần mình, Carmen hỏi. Ôi trời đất cá vịt ơi, nhìn này, có thể nói trái đất hình tròn. Và lúc ấy, Carmen đi cùng Pitico đến chỗ làm việc. Cả hai rẽ lối đi giữa đám gà mái ướt sũng. Đây chính là cơ hội cuối cùng của Finnecan. Sời, ông ấy sẽ chẳng phải không đâu. Lũ cả mái ngồi lên đôi mắt xì xào. Finnecan cất tiếng ngáy về phía bầu trời trong không khí im lặng chết chóc. Tôi thành công rồi, mặt trời đã quay trở lại. Trong lúc quả khinh khí cầu nhẹ nhàng thực hiện một cú ngã để mắt thì mặt trời thật ấy mà rốt cuộc cũng dần nhô lên. Và buổi sáng đẹp trời ngập nắng ấy, dưới ánh mắt tức tối của lũ gà trống trai cáu bẳn và chiến thắng của bố Carmen và Carmelito. Giờ thì mặt trời đã tỏa nắng lại. Chuồng gà cũng được 1 tháng rồi. Lũ gà bé bỏng cũng đã tìm lại những điểm vui sống. Thậm chí Carmen còn phát minh ra một trò chơi mới. 1, 2, 3 mặt trời. Ngược lại, ở chỗ anh em nhà Mông Cofter, thời tiết chuyển giông bão. Em thề đấy, Joseph, có một con gà giò hồng, cả một con cừu và một con vịt nữa, để có khiến mọi chuyện tệ hại thêm nữa. Anthony, bước tiếp đi. Và đến đây là kết thúc câu chuyện Trời đất gà vịt ơi, mặt trời đã bị đánh cắp. Các bạn hãy cùng đăng ký kênh để xem tiếp những câu chuyện hay ho nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe.